And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. There's not a whole lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, we're here for one particular reason. There's other issues, and don't get it confused. Matter of fact, hold on. Don't get it confused. We're not going to be held back by this. We're not going to be stopped by this. We're not going to be slowed down in our mission and the message by this. We're going to keep on. If you thought this intimidated us away from speaking about important issues, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. Listen, we know how dangerous it is on this side of the aisle. We know how dangerous it is. We already done dealt with it before. Y'all know I got swatted before. I never had a gun on me, thank God. But I've been that close. I had guns drawn on me because of this. Luckily, it didn't kill me. But you know what? I got faith in the higher power. I got faith in the higher power that spared Trump for his life, that spared me in my life when they had the guns on me when I got swatted. You know, I thank a higher power. I give praise to the higher power. Because all this stuff you're trying to do, all this intimidation tactics, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. You see, we don't do that. And I think the general public are now starting to understand. The general public are now starting to understand who is on the right side and who's on the wrong side. They get it. But let me go back to my intro. It's over with now. That music is done. But thank you all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing thus far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We're talking about Charlie, of course. We're talking about National Guard in Memphis. And there's a few more things that have been going on. But we got to talk about Charlie. Charlie. Rest in peace to Charlie. Prayers out to the family. We're going to show the wife. Talk a little bit. We're going to show quite a few things. And you know what I'm going to do a lot in this live stream? I'm going to show those who are saying positive things mostly. I'm not really going to play too much of those who talking about, oh, he deserved it. Because let me get one thing clear right now. I know there's a lot of doxing going on, people losing their jobs. I'm not necessarily in favor of the doxing because that can be a double-edged sword. And people might get hurt as a result, especially right now where things are really hot. Tempers are flared up. Someone's address gets out there and all of a sudden you got a gun battle. So I'm not cool with the doxing necessarily. But if somebody goes on TikTok and they dance on Charlie Kirk's grave, what do you think is going to happen? You go viral. The majority of people might not do anything. They might just decide to scroll on by or get off social media or ignore your video. But some people are going to take offense to that because somebody that they loved, they admired, got killed right on TV in front of them. So there's people that say, you know what? Okay, we're not going to retaliate with violence the way that they do on the left all the time. We're not going to do that, but we're not going to just let it go. What we're going to do is call your boss. Like, hey, Mr. XYZ company, do you know your employee? John Jacob Hammer-Schmidt is out here talking crazy about Charlie Kirk. Hey, here's a video, Mr. Charlie. Have you seen them on TikTok talking crazy about Charlie Kirk? Have you seen it? No? Oh, okay. Well, now you know. People are getting fired. It's like, well, my suggestion to anybody that got something crazy to say about Charlie Kirk, just be quiet right now. Be quiet. Because all you're going to do is mess your own self up. That's all you're going to do. Now, if I did not have your best interests at heart, I would tell you to say whatever you want to say. Hey, you know what? Keep talking. Keep chirping because all you're going to do is hurt yourself, which is a good thing. Okay? If you think it's okay to hurt people just because of feelings, just because of words, just because I said a thing that you don't like. Okay, I cited a statistic about black fathers and you're somehow upset. Just because you're upset at statistics, at facts, at figures, at opinions about these things does not give you the right to go out there and hurt somebody. It doesn't do that. It doesn't give you the right to say that it's okay to hurt somebody because, again, It's wrong, number one, but number two, double-edged sword. Because what happens, Mr. Leftist, when someone says, you know what, I don't like what you said, Mr. Leftist. I don't like your opinion about abortion. I think that we should all be pro-life and you're pro-choice. So now I got a problem with you, and now I'm going to do something to you in public. You see, we can't have that. Freedom of speech should be respected in this country. You know, you can have an opinion. I can hate you, despise you, whatever. But the way that I retaliate against you is my speech. You see, when you don't have free speech, there's only one side that's able to push forward their message and their agenda. Isn't that called fascism? I don't know what fascism is. I feel like I'm hearing it used improperly. There's quite a few terms and words that we use improperly in this country. And like, what was the one that narcissistic? Okay, now fascism, fascist. What is that exactly? If I am part of a ruling class and I say it's okay to eliminate political enemies, like literally eliminate them, put them in the ground, kill them. If I say that, what is that called? Now, if I'm on the other side where I say, hey, we should have open exchange of ideas. You say what you say, I say what we say, and the general public decide what makes the most sense. What do you call that? Is that called fascism? I don't think so. If I support your right to free speech, it doesn't matter if I don't like it. Listen, you see, what I do on my channel, people exercise their free speech on the internet, and I comment on what they say. Just comment. I never say I never say harass anybody. I never say dox anybody. I never say go harm anybody. I'm just talking about the thing that they said. Let's talk about the facts and figures. Let's talk about what they said rather than trying to harm them as a person. When you try to harm someone as a person, you've lost the argument. And you know what? There's very few positive things that could come from this. But you know what I'm going to say right now? One positive thing that's come from this, out of a few, but I'll talk about a little bit later, was people that I know exposing how they are. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Can I say this right quick without nobody getting offended? 99% of the people talking crazy about Charlie Kirk, if you knew them before this, you never liked them anyway. Maybe you were trying to like talk sense to them. Maybe you were trying to, hang in there with them and be a good friend. But truthfully, you never liked them anyway. So now is as good a time as any to just realize that and cut ties. Because if somebody's going to do something like that, if they're going to praise a man getting shot and killed on television because of opinions, if they're going to praise that, then what are they going to do about you? What are they going to say about you behind your back? That's not a very trustworthy friend to have around you. Okay. And I've seen people do crazy things that claim to be your friend. They claim to be your supporter. They claim to love you. And then they go do the craziest things behind your back. These are the same ones that go out there and say whatever about Charlie Kirk. So if you had to lose people from your life, it's okay. I'm pretty sure you never liked them anyway. And if you did like them, you shouldn't have. You're going to be in a situation where it's dangerous and they will leave you out to dry. Throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. They will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. So I'm glad that they're not in your life anymore. That's pretty much what it is. But Charlie, man, listen, Charlie was a great person, man. Like, I knew Charlie. So that's the thing. And it's crazy seeing comments of people talking about, oh, he deserved it. People don't know nothing. I'm seeing clips floating around. Did you guys see that clip where they were trying to say Charlie Kirk was racist and he was talking to Cenk Uygur? And they thought he was saying an Asian slur. He says Cenk Uygur. They thought he was saying the Asian slur for Cenk's first name. You see, these are low information, low IQ people. They don't take any time to go investigate and research and see what's really happening, to see if what he said made any sense, to look at the context in which things were said. And these are the people that are struggling a lot in life. A lot of your black men worried about the white men, struggling hard, retarded, can't get nothing done. And you know what? That's something else, though. I'm going to say this. A lot of humans who are not mentally disabled are retarded. You understand what I'm saying? So let me be clear, because I don't want anybody to get offended. That's what is very popular nowadays. Everybody want to get offended to the point where you touch somebody's life. But I ain't talking about those who are disabled. Can I say one more time for the folks in the back? Because I don't want nobody that's retarded to say that I said something I didn't say. I'm not speaking about those who are mentally disabled, okay? I'm talking about people who are willfully ignorant, who refuse to learn, who are retarded by their own choice, by their own volition, people that have no incentive, people that have no desire to go research what is being said, to go study what's being said, to go understand what's being said. All they hear is a term racist. He hates this. He hates that, without doing any of their own independent research. That is who I call retarded, willfully ignorant, not even trying to learn. And you know what? I've asked people, I'm like, are you even interested in the truth behind what you're talking about? And they say no, they don't care, because they're not interested in actually learning anything. They think they know everything. They got everything figured out, and they don't. They don't know anything. And we've seen that quite a bit in a lot of these street interviews. You'll ask people basic questions. Okay, what continent are we on? I have no idea. That same person will go and say Charlie Kirk is a fascist and everything else, a narcissist, a fascist, whatever the new buzzword on TikTok is. They'll say that about Charlie because they're retarded and they don't know nothing and they're not trying to know nothing. That's the issue. That's what we're dealing with. So as I said before, I'm here to educate. I'm here to educate. I'm here to teach people things that they don't know, things their parents didn't tell them, things the school didn't tell them. And I'm here to unlearn them of their brainwashing and indoctrination. Okay, you got a lot of young kids, young white boys especially, who are being brainwashed. He came from a loving family, conservatives, okay, out there in Utah. But something was wrong with him. Something was a little bit different with him. His parents did the exact right thing from what I see so far. Maybe there was a mistake. I don't know. On paper, it looks like they were doing the right thing. What happened to him? Online too much, getting caught up in internet culture, getting caught up in the whole transgenderism, becoming an incel, being up there with a transgender, confused about who he is and what he's going to do. Very smart guy. Very smart guy. Math. He said math is better than English. Okay, so you're dealing with a numbers guy, very smart guy, but not strong mentally. You can have a smart mind, but not a strong mind. You see, your smart mind enables you to do things that require a high IQ to accomplish your mathematical equations very quickly, logic, if-then statements. But when it comes to the part of your mind that deals with reality, that deals with being able to decipher fantasy from the real world, you're lacking, and you're soft in that area, and you're able to be manipulated. And there's been quite a few of these individuals. I guarantee you, if you look up some of the statistics, some of these shooters, we saw it in, what was that, in Minneapolis, same thing, transgender, writing things on the bullets, writing things on the magazine. We've seen Nashville, we've seen it over and over and over and over again. There's a pattern with this specific group of people, and I think that, again, it comes from online culture, being online too much, becoming what they call a troon, okay? Look that up if you don't know what it is. And then they go out there and hurt people because of what? And we've seen a lot of street interviews where these guys will be asked a simple question and it will completely go off the handle. We saw it in one of those original memes of the trans, it's ma'am. It was funny, but it's not funny, because what it shows is aggression, okay? Aggression over nothing, over the smallest of things. You're mad because I called you a sir when you looking like He-Man in the GameStop. I'm sorry, my fault. It's not even that I called you sir. It's not even about that. It's because you have anger that's right there, and any little thing will set you off. That's what's going on. So until we deal with that problem, we're going to have a lot more of this. People want to say that it's against the LGBT community. Well, look, you got a problem, and you got to do something about it. It's the LGBTQ, the other parts, the far end of the acronym are the issue. And we've known this for a very long time. Why don't we do anything to fix it? Why don't we just address that? Why are we afraid to say exactly what's going on? And I've been saying that for years. Oh, they get very defensive, Sue. They get very, very defensive. You call them sir, when you misgendered them, oh, they're ready to fight. They're ready to fight. Off rip. They're ready to fight off rip. Okay. And I think Steven Crowder, shout out to him. He was one of the first big names that I saw talk about the whole trans connection with the shooting. Because I think the authorities already knew what it was. because they see some of the same markers in other instances of people that may commit a mass shooting or that may be stopped from committing the mass shooting. Those may get in some kind of altercation, because we've seen these people before. Your Antifas is full of these people. Your Antifa is basically a transgender army, and we've seen them all over the country. So it's not even a surprise when they do things. And again, it's not about all gay people, because people get offended, but you know who I'm talking about. You know that there is an issue within that community. But Charlie did not deserve this. Listen, Charlie was one of the best guys you're ever going to meet in your life. I first met him back in 2018. This is in Phoenix, Arizona. We went to the White House later that year, but first was in Phoenix. This is 2018. I met so many people there. I mean, lifelong. I met Brandon Tatum for the first time out there, Candace Owens, Terrence Williams, David Harris Sr., David Harris Jr., pardon me. Amazing Lucas, when he was on our side, he was out there. There were so many names to name. I ain't trying to name everybody's name and forget people, but I met a lot of people. I would say I met hundreds out there at these events. Hundreds of people I met, and that I still know to this day. Black people. He put us together. Hey, you know what? I got a question, maybe even a request for you guys. Name me somebody who has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk and President Trump. And if you say Abraham Lincoln, okay, that's fine. That's great. Try naming someone who is alive. Okay, and Charlie Kirk is gone, so you can't name him. So you got Trump, and who else? Who? Roland Martin? What has he done for anybody black at all, aside from just try to attack them and clown them to get ratings on this whack show? You got a whole big studio of people and get numbers worse than mine, and I just by myself with one guy. What have you done for black people, Roland Martin? What has anybody else other than Charlie done for black people specifically? And President Trump. President Trump making it easier for us as black people to be able to maneuver around the country, not dealing with the illegal aliens taking our jobs, okay? Making it safer for us in our communities, because you got a National Guard and no more illegals coming into our neighborhoods, making it hot for us, making it dangerous for us. Name me the person who is alive, who has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk and President Trump. I'll wait. But people talking about, oh, he's a racist and he hates black people. How? Like, what are we measuring hatred of black people on? Okay, so if you actually do things to help the community, if you do things to help thousands of people all over, millions all over the world, including a lot of black folks, if you do things to help us, if you help educate us for free, because I've seen a lot of black folks say, you know what, by watching Charlie, I've been able to be educated. I've been able to learn things that nobody else is teaching. Tell me the person who has done more. I'm still waiting, Crypto. Tell me who has done more for black people than Charlie or President Trump. Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. Nothing. Ambulance chasers at best. An FBI snitch and the ambulance chaser. Nothing. Come on. I mean, you know what? Charlie was great. To know him was to love him. I met him in 2018. And right when I first met King Randall, he's up there. Yes. Shout out to King Randall, who's a conservative, just like me. Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, how about this? Name the liberal. Name the liberal that has done more for black folks than Charlie Kirk, President Trump, King Randall. Anyone who has done anything for us and for America, period, really, is on the right. So that's all I'm saying. But Charlie was great. I met him in 2018. I knew he could become the president. When I first met him, I already knew what it was. Because I remember I had talked to him. Like, we were just for the first time eating in the lobby of the hotel in Phoenix. And we're like going back to our rooms and stuff like this. And we're in the hallway right next to the gift shop. And we're just talking, just like regular conversation. And he was so sharp. And he was just quick and really smart. I was like, you got it, bro. Now, I talked to quite a few people for many, many years. Before I was doing YouTube, I had a business where I had to be in the public talking to people. Okay. So I've talked to a lot of people, black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, on the phone, in person, wherever. I done it all over the many years of me being an adult and when I was a teenager as well. He was the smartest guy I ever spoken to, especially to be that young. Because when I first met him, he was like 24, 25 years old. Super young, kind of like the way King Randall is right now. He's also a very smart guy. Shout out to him. That's why I mentioned King Randall on the episode of Jubilee, because I wanted to point y'all to people that are actually doing things in the community. We're talking about reparations and trying to get money from the white man. It's like, yo, that is so soft and it's weak and it's not going to work. We can get money right now in the USA, better our lives and better the country right now. We don't got time for no pie in the sky. Maybe we're going to get a check in the mail. Maybe that'll come save us. You better off waiting on white Jesus to come down and save you. You're better off waiting on white Jesus to come save you. What can you do right now as an American in this country, whether you black, white, Puerto Rican, and candy stripe? I saw a picture of a black woman in prison with her prison stripe, black and white stripes on, with a CDL license. She got her CDL license in prison. In prison. And you know when she get out, she gonna be able to get a job, because guess what? And no more illegal aliens. Anybody that can't pick it no English. Anybody that can't pick it no English. So get what? Hey, I got a felony on my record. So what? I have a CDL and you need drivers. What's up? What are we doing? Let me get in the vehicle. That's how it works. That's what you could do right now. Charlie would say things like that. And I guess that's somehow racist. That's somehow seen as wrong. That's somehow seen as whatever, inflammatory things, talking about the black family, talking about 2/3 of all black dads not there. Did he lie about that? Everybody say that. Charleston White say that, and it's fine. Charleston White say that and get celebrated. Umar Johnson say that and get celebrated. Umar Johnson say that and don't even do nothing else but say that. Charlie Kirk actually puts plans into motion and helps people really get to where they want to be. You got Turning Point USA. They got nationwide chapters, maybe even worldwide chapters. He had a worldwide global impact. Put on events, man. The events, look, going to the White House, we went to inside the White House, not just outside on the grounds, inside the White House on 3 different occasions during Trump's first term. We went in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Okay. Hundreds of us, thousands of us were able to get in there. We were able to do it. A lot of guys got their way paid by Turning Point. Turning Point does so much for this country. That's, in my opinion, Charlie Kirk was like right here next to President Trump as far as importance, popularity, all of that. That's why, part of the reason why I say he could have become the president. And he was so young, it still would have been a few years before he could do it. He was only 31 years old. He accomplished that much by 31. Can you imagine that? I mean, it was crazy. It was totally crazy what he was able to do. The debates on campuses were fantastic. And there was a packed house out there in Utah because a lot of young men especially want to talk to him. They want to hear from him. They want to learn from him. These young men are rejecting what they're being told in their schools. They're rejecting the "you're a white man, you're the scum of the earth" indoctrination. They don't want to hear that anymore. Pardon me. They don't want to hear how they're the scum of the earth anymore. They want to hear about how to go forward and positive things and how to really help build the country, help really do the right thing in the world, how to go forward, have a family, have children, do what's right in this nation. They want to hear how to really be men and women. They don't want to hear, pardon me. They don't want to hear indoctrination. Pardon me. My voice still kind of messed up. Hey, it was real bad on Wednesday. I might need a little lozenge or something like this. Remember the throat lozenge your grandma had in the thing? Anyway, bring a lozenge back because I need them. I got these right here. These Ludens. No ad, but I need it right now. But Charlie was so good, man. Listen, to see him get shot, it was crazy. That's right. Ron Henderson says this is a spiritual war, good versus evil. It's good versus evil And a lot of people on the left are starting to realize that. They're starting to realize, hey, wait a minute. I don't think it's okay to go out there and celebrate this man because of his opinion. Like, to celebrate this man being killed because of his opinion. I don't think that's okay. Regular people that may not even know who Charlie Kirk is. And now, you know what? Another good thing that's happening as a result of this tragedy, assassination of Charlie Kirk, people are starting to go look at old videos of his. It's going to be like, pardon me, like when Kevin Samuels died, a lot of this stuff kind of, or it could be somebody that's like a musician, a lot of music gets played. People want to go see why he was hated so much. They want to go see what the big deal is about Charlie. They want to see why people are so happy that he died. And I'm seeing the comments. Some are just ignorant, don't want to know anything. The retarded people I talked about earlier, not mentally disabled, but those who are willfully ignorant, they don't want to learn anything. So they'll just say whatever. They'll just totally ignore it. They're not even listening. You can explain it to them. You can show them the video and ask them what they think. They're not going to have anything to say because they're not listening. They're not watching. They don't care to learn. But there are some people who are listening and they do care to learn. And they're seeing what's going on and say, you know what? That's not racist. That's not a bad thing. I agree with that. I agree with what he said. I'm good, Seafoam. I had like a little cold and I lost my voice over the weekend. And I'm glad I did, to be totally honest with you. That was God working because if I had my full voice, I might would have gone live on Wednesday. Because Wednesday I didn't go live. 2 reasons. And I'm going to get back to what I was saying. But I did not go live on Wednesday for 2 reasons. First, my voice was not right. I still got a slight cough, but my voice is here. My full voice is here. But also, it just happened. And I saw both of the angles, the one from far away and then the one up close. I saw that. I know I was messed up after I saw that. Because that's not something you're supposed to see. Somebody you know especially get shot like that and die on TV and bleed out. You're not supposed to see that. So when you do see it, it does something to you. So I needed a little bit of time to get it together. I feel much better today. My voice is better. I got a slight cough, but I'm good. And plus, look, I ain't doing no crying on TV or on the YouTubes. I ain't crying on Instagram. I'm not crying nowhere. Okay. I turn this whole stream off before I start crying on air. So it was going to be a whole lot of that. But I'm glad that I didn't stream on Wednesday. And I just kind of waited a little bit. We got more information. We got people that have spoken out. There's a whole lot going on. But Charlie was a great human being. To know him was to love him. He was fantastic. I met so many of y'all at the Turning Point event. So many of y'all. I mean, I got so many pictures. I'm talking like the Turning Point people became like family. Charlie's like my little brother, or like, I don't want to say it like that. Like Charlie was like my cousin. Put it to you like that. He was like my cousin that was doing well and I was very proud of. That's how I looked at Charlie. I don't care about him being white. So what? He's a white cousin. That's fine. The color don't even matter because it's the kind of person you are on the inside that matters. Listen, I met a lot of great people through Turning Point, but Charlie, Brandon, Candace, some of the best humans you ever going to meet in your life. The Turning Point staff, great. I can name names, but I ain't going to do that because I don't want to forget nobody. But the Turning Point staff, I'm A+, the best humans you ever going to meet. The attendees, fantastic. There'll be a few little hiccups here and there, but 99.9% of everybody that I met at the events, great. Good people who will do anything for you. The shirt off their back is yours. Their house is your house. Them kind of people. For real. Man. But, this movement, the family that we created, it ain't going to go nowhere. It ain't going to stop. You can't just take out Charlie Kirk and think that's going to be the end. Oh, no. Now you're going to just It'd be like somebody said it. Was that Monique? Charlie Kirk Renaissance, a revival. Now people are going to see what happened. They don't like it. They're going to look at what he did. They're going to look at his prior work. I got videos right now where I was reacting to Charlie Kirk. They going viral. People are just looking feverishly to figure out who he was and what he was talking about. And people are liking the content. They like what he said. They like what he was talking about. And they're going to continue to like it. It's like the same way when I got turned on to Rush Limbaugh. I was told my whole life that Rush was a racist and he hated black people, right? That's what I was told. But then one day, say, you know what? Let's just go actually watch Rush Limbaugh and see if he was a racist and see if he's all these things that they said he was. And then I listened to Rush and I'm like, okay, I don't see what the problem is. I agree with everything that he said. It'd be the same thing with Charlie Kirk. It'd be the exact same thing for Charlie Kirk. Believe that. I'm already seeing it happening, and it's very encouraging. It's a very encouraging thing. Like, what's your man, Tim McGraw? Like it or love it, I want more of it. Okay. Oh, and Candace is not going to let it go. Candace, listen, Candace, people can say whatever they want to say about Candace. I don't agree with everything that Candace says. I think the whole thing with Macron, it was kind of silly, and I didn't watch it. But Candace, if you want a black woman, hold on, let me just get myself together. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting way ahead of myself. If you want a friend that's going to be on your side, no matter what, Candace Owens. If you want somebody that's going to look out for you, no matter what, and get down to the bottom of anything, Candace Owens. Shout out to the black women. Can I say something right quick? Just my observation from being out here and knowing people. If you want to get down to the bottom of something, if you want to really get something accomplished, like in their realm, black women to do it 100%. Candace is the kind of person that will find you. Candace is the kind of person that get down to the bottom of something. And I've been knowing that about her since the beginning. Candace will find out. And she's going to be relentless, and you can't do nothing to her. You can't do nothing to her. So shout out to Candace Owens. And Brandon, hey man, my heart goes out to you, bro. You know what's crazy? So Charlie was assassinated on Wednesday. I spoke to Brandon Tuesday night because Tuesday I had not one but two different guys call me about Brandon. Guys, good guys that I know. And it wasn't nothing funny or crazy, but they wanted to talk to Brandon about some stuff. So I'm like, okay, these are pretty heavy hitters. Let me go ahead and just spread the message. Let me just call Brandon and tell him, hey, you know, I don't know what to tell him, man, it's your manager, but you got some opportunities for you. So I called him. We spoke for a while about a few things was going on. All the trolls trying to attack him. I'm like, man, don't even worry about the trolls, bro. They're going to do what they're going to do, man. You keep doing what you do. That's what I told him. And I spoke to him, what was that, like 11 p.m. my time, Eastern time, right around, what was that, 1 p.m. the next day, Charlie gets shot. And all I could think about is Brandon. I just spoke to Brandon. Candace too. I've not seen her in a while or spoke to her in a while, but I thought about them right away. And all the Turning Point staff that I've seen over the years. Okay. His assistant for a long time. Shout out to her. I would see her everywhere with Charlie for years. You know she's affected by Charlie and what happened to Charlie. Everybody's affected by what happened to Charlie, but those who were right close to him every day that I saw for years, what can you really say? But yeah, Candace don't play no games, man. Listen, Candace, I'm telling you, from being around her, from knowing her for real, she get down to the bottom of it. And she gonna know a lot. She know more than what she tell you. Please believe that. That's why she's so very successful, is because she's very smart. She knows a lot. She's relentless. She ain't even gonna sleep. She gonna get down to the bottom of it, period. So yeah, shout out to Candace. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to everybody. And again, rest in peace to my friend Charlie Kirk. Prayers out to your family. Prayers out to your wife and children. You had small kids. It was crazy. Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, Sandy. Yeah. All right, Kareem. Look, Kareem, hey, check it out. You know what? I'm seeing some comments about what I should say and what I shouldn't say. One thing that the shooting of my friend Charlie did was reduce my patience to almost nothing. So really, I'm trying to be nice right now, but that comment right there, you might have just got cussed out. So I want y'all to just go easy on me now. Go easy on me. Treat me nice. Treat me nice, because my patience ain't really there. And you know what? Y'all know me. Y'all watch my show. You know, I'm a very patient person. We get callers to call up here, drunk, acting the fool, acting crazy. I'm patient. But right now, Satan trying my patience. And if y'all want to jump in, not you guys, the majority, but if I see some weird comments and y'all want to join in, I have no patience for that no more. I'm going to just block you off GP. And I don't even care if you've been here for 10 years. So what? And you know what? I did that quite a bit on my Facebook page too. People I've been knowing since I've been in high school, I'm going to go ahead and block you right now. You're saying something crazy about Charlie. I know you since college, high school. I'm going to go ahead and block you right now. Because I don't even want to, I don't have the patience, and I don't want to say something crazy that'll get me in trouble. I don't want to do nothing to you. I just want to go ahead and, that's pretty much where I'm at. That's kind of what I'm saying. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, I'm reading some of the comments, some of the positive ones. I'm going to do my best to ignore the negative ones, maybe even block them, you know, send them off into the ether, send them off somewhere. All right. Yeah, anybody got time for the nonsense? That's right, Honey Bean. Exactly. Thank you, Resilient Rock. I appreciate I'm a strong man. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's a lot of weirdos on the Facebooks, for sure. Joseph says, my mom and sister are blocked. No more playing. Hey, man, I understand. Now, luckily, my family, they don't do that. My mom and them, they would never. They don't do that. And you know what? I have a rule in my family, and I follow this rule pretty well. I don't talk politics with them at all. If they ever try to talk about politics, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm good. I ain't talking about that. And what can they do? What is anybody going to do if I say, no, I don't want to talk about that? Nothing. Honor my wish or you don't. If you can honor my wish, we can get along just fine. You may feel negatively about Charlie. That's great. Feel how you want to feel, but don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about it. Hey, you know what? One thing I heard somebody say to those who are losing their jobs because they go on TikTok and dance on Charlie Kirk's grave, you could just shut up. You could just keep your mouth shut. Like, that's an option. That is a fantastic option, to just not say anything. You don't have to tell TikTok everything. Social media is not your diary. It's not. Unless you got everything on private. But you post yourself publicly saying stuff. Now you're exposed to the whole world. So you could just not do that and have that be that. But yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Pardon my cough. I'm sorry about that. All right. 7up says, when and why did being a transformer stop being called a mental disorder? I don't know when that happened. Might have been in like the 1970s. At one point back then, I think it was in the DSM as a mental disorder. But now it's not for some reason. They need to put that back on the DSM. Put that back on the DSM, because they most certainly need to go back on there for sure. Christine says, grandma always told me, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know what, Christine, that is what I was always told as well. A lot of the things that we're told as children are not being told to the new generation, I suppose. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Because when you say something that's not so nice at a time like this, people don't like it. Now, you got your freedom of speech, but see, people are not too keen on that. Like, it's a thing. I think society understands that there's an opinion about certain people and their habits and things they do. It's not enough to go fight somebody over. It's not enough to go shoot somebody over an opinion. If I cite a statistic, that's not enough for me to actually put my hands on you or do something to you. That's just not what it is. And even in this case, I don't support the doxing. I don't support anybody getting touched or whatever. But at the same time, you saw somebody get shot and killed on TV and you want to laugh about it. It's just, to me, it's just crazy. To me, it's crazy. And all that it really does is just shows what kind of individual the person is. That's all it does. Like I said, it's the easy way to clean up my Facebook friends list, to stop communication. If I get a text on my phone, and people that know me, people that got my phone number would never do nothing like that. No, nobody that actually knows me would ever call me or text me talking about well, actually, and both sides, and they're not even going to do that. They're not even going to do that. I don't let those kind of people have my phone number, which is why it's easy to go ahead and just X them off whenever there's an issue. All right, but we got some videos to get into. This is going to be Erica Kirk. This is Charlie Kirk's wife. Part of what she said, part of her remarks here. Let's watch some of this.
Evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it.
There we go again. That is Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, and you can see how there's an empty chair, of course, on Charlie Kirk's show because can't nobody feel it. That's where he would normally sit, right there for his show. So again, RIP to Charlie Kirk, and that is his wife. Now, some are trying to say that was a threatening message. No. It's not a threatening message. People don't really know. You guys know, I know, but most, I ain't gonna say most, a lot of people don't know just how influential Charlie Kirk was, how loved he was, and how far his message spread, how important his message was. So this is just going to galvanize people to keep his message alive and to go forward with the movement. It's not going to make us stop. It's not going to make us cower in fear. We're going to keep on going. Okay, we're going to keep on going. That's just what it is. So again, shout out to Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, and the mother of his 2 children. Now, this is country music star Gavin Adcock. This is a concert. And of course, you can hear it chant.
Jesus loves every single one of you in this place tonight.
There we go. So big crowd chanting Charlie Kirk. And of course, this was international as well. 110,000, I think, was the number that they said was out there in London. All right. So you can see just how many were out there in the streets in London for Charlie Kirk. International impact. Okay. International impact. The outpouring of support for Charlie will be a thing that you'll read about in history books. In the history books, you're seeing it happen right now in real time. Right now. And they're going to talk about the connection between the transgender. And if they don't, they're not being serious. But we know what it is. All these people, they know what it is as well. Again, this is in London. 110,000, an estimate from earlier, and it was probably more. Some said it was like closer to 1 million, but I'm not quite sure about that. But if it's not, I can't tell. Okay, somebody said 3 million plus. I'm not quite sure. I'm seeing different numbers, but I don't need to try to tell you or convince you of a number. I'm going to let you watch, and you can see how far this sea of people goes. It goes on and on and on and on. Okay, again, in London, UK, this was a big rally for Charlie Kirk. Okay, and the video's like, you can see how long it is and how far it goes. Okay, you can see just how many people are in the streets out there. A lot of people out there in London. And we got some more video from London. Hold on, let me see what this is. This is, London. So the number, we can talk about the number, we can squabble about that, but there's quite a few out there in London. Okay. And one thing that somebody said, no rioting, no looting, no burning things to the ground, none of that going on. Peacefully out there demonstrating their support for Charlie Kirk. Tens of thousands at least, if not closer to 1 million, out there in the streets in London. All right, and this is going to be Australia. All right, this is going to be Australia. Brisbane, Australia. Got a pretty big event here as well. Again, Brisbane, Australia. You can see people coming out for good old Charlie Kirk. All right, and we got more. Oh, if you guys didn't see in the beginning, you see right there, you got the picture of Charlie. It says free speech. All right, right there again in Brisbane, Australia. So you ain't talking about just the USA, you're talking about the whole world. Watch this, stood up and took notice. This is going to be at Liberty University out there in Virginia, Christian College. Amazing grace. I'm going to turn that down because I don't want to get a claim on it, but you can see what's happening. Liberty students gather to pray for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones. So this right here is what you call a peaceful demonstration. No rioting, no looting, no carrying on. All peace, nothing but peace. Okay, so shout out to, again, students out there at Liberty University in Virginia. I love it. I love to see this kind of thing. Unapologetic Christians out there professing their faith. Because that's one thing people may not understand. Charlie Kirk was a big figure in the Christian religious circles. It's one thing that people don't understand. They think about Charlie like, oh, it's just controversial videos. No, Charlie was so much bigger than that. People will start to see it as days and weeks progress if they didn't know before. Okay, now this is going to be Charlie being flown back to Phoenix because he's living out there in Arizona.
On the visual 26, South 1555 Phoenix Center, wind 2409, runway 26 to the line. Clear line 26, Southwest 1555.
Welcome home, Charlie. You didn't deserve it. May God bless your family.
So shout out air traffic control out there in Phoenix, you know, giving Charlie a shout out. Now this teacher says that her, she drives a school bus, and she's saying the high school kids talked about Charlie all morning and they love Charlie. Let's watch.
My high school kids talked about Charlie Kirk all morning. Positive conversations about Charlie Kirk all morning. They're impacted. They're mad. But passionate, compassion all morning. These kids are smart. These kids are smart. He touched them. They knew who he was. He made an impact on their lives. They talked about his debates. They talked about his topics. Smart kids. This impacted them. These high school kids, they know. They know.
Listen, these kids are smarter than we give them credit for often. They know what's happening. They're able to watch Charlie Kirk. They're able to look at the debates. They're able to hear both sides of an argument and come to a conclusion about what makes most sense to them. And they're often siding with Charlie. It just makes sense to them. It clicks to them. Okay. And they can do their own research. They got ChatGPT. They're figuring out the reality of what he's saying versus the fantasy and the fiction of what the opposing side says. So Charlie was very impactful to the youth. They followed him. They looked up to him, and they admired him for his brain, which often was similar to them. Really smart guys. They know each other. And Charlie Kirk, super smart guy. I'm talking about big brain, just crazy. All right. Now, here's a young man who actually went to the event. First, you're going to see him before the event. Okay, out there in Utah. You'll see him before the event, then you're going to see him after.
I'm going to the Charlie Kirk event. The parking lot across the street is slammed. This place is going to be packed, and I knew it would be. I don't know if I'm going to ask a question or anything yet. I got a couple written down, but man, I don't know if I'm the type to get up in front of the mic and ask a question, so we'll see. Running away from the UVU campus event with Charlie Kirk. Sounds like he got shot. They were gesturing to his chest. I didn't see it. I was right above him. I heard it. I heard people say it was a firework. That was a gunshot. 100%. It sounded possibly one, and then it echoed and it sounded like two. But we were in a big old courtyard. It was one shot with at least an echo. But yeah, Charlie Kirk got shot in what looked like to be the chest, is what they were saying. I'm gonna go call my wife.
I mean, imagine that you're going to an event, you're excited to go to, you know, to hear him, maybe even get a question, whatever it is, and then that happens. How do you process it? How do you deal with it? You see, one thing that people may ignore, not us, one thing people may ignore is that there are real human beings in attendance, and they experienced this. And some of them saw this with their own two eyes, right up front, right up close. That's traumatizing for anybody to deal with. So hopefully, young man, you'll be okay. You'll be able to process this and move forward, because I know it's difficult for you to deal with right now. And also, you went there with a curiosity. Maybe you can ask a question. Maybe you can hear what's going on. Do not let the curiosity die with Charlie. Keep the curiosity. Keep going, keep digging, keep getting to the bottom of what's really going on in this world. So again, shout out to him. Hey man, my heart goes out to you. Now, this young man is talking about the reactions. I'm not going to show too many of the people reacting crazy, because I'm not trying to really do that. I'm not trying to give them no attention. Not really. Except for a few. We're going to get to them. We're going to get to some people that need the attention, so I can talk about them specifically, because they're an influencer already and it's okay. But anyway, this young person is talking about how the left has been reacting crazy and he's not really a fan. Check it out.
As a registered Democrat, all I have to say is the Charlie Kirk shooting just proves that we are the worst, man. My party is the fucking worst. I got people celebrating, hoping that he dies. Are we fucking for real right now? Where's the empathy? Where's the respect, man? It's disgusting. It's disgusting, truly. And the fact of the matter is this: he was a father, and whether or not I agree with his political opinions, all he truly wanted to do at the core was see this country be the best. And I can fucking respect that. And to see people just be blatantly disgusting, man, we're the worst, man. We're horrible.
There it is. So he's able to see what's going on with these people. And I'm sorry for the cussing. I apologize. But people cannot talk without cussing. It's not my fault. Blame the white man. But he's able to see what's going on. Anybody can see what's going on. And people are being driven away from the left. I got a stat. Shout out to Right Wing Angel. So somebody says Charlie Kirk had 1.7 million followers on Instagram before he died. And now he has over 11 million followers on Instagram. 11 million. Yeah. So again, on Instagram, Charlie Kirk had 1.7 million followers before his death. Now he has 11 million. People are researching him, figuring out who he was, figuring out what he said, and they like what he said. They like what he was talking about. It makes sense to them. So you're going to see a lot more people come to our side as a result of this, in my humble opinion. Okay? 1.7 million to 11 million and counting. It'll keep going up and up and up. Like I said, I got videos about Charlie, reactions to what he was doing, a lot of the interviews and whatnot, a lot of the street interviews and the, Ask Me Anything. I've got a lot of reactions to those, and all of them are doing numbers. All of them. People are so hungry to figure out what he was talking about, what was so bad that he said that you had to take his life. And people are discovering it, and they're saying, oh, okay, I get it, because he was so good at what he was talking about, and it made so much sense, and he was so smart. We got to take him out. That was what's going on. Okay, now this person I think is a gardening content guy. Okay, gardening content guy, older fellow. We had a real young guy, might have been high school, college. Now we got an older guy echoing some of the sentiments from the younger guy about being disgusted by the left. Watch this.
Hey guys, no half-ass gardening tips for you today. This is just a public message, I guess. I was an old school Democrat. I will never vote a fucking Democrat ever. I was a Purple Party independent. You lost me. I'm all red now. When you celebrate and rejoice in the murder and assassination of someone who just was giving a different point of view than what you're used to in the fucking colleges these days, you are and will always be part of the problem if you're rejoicing in that. He was a family man. He just came and was respectful to everybody and was assassinated for it. It's fucking pathetic. And so has what the Democratic Party has become.
There it is. Right on, 100% accurate. So it's young, old, black, white, everything in between. Everybody's starting to say the same thing. And I love it. Okay. Now we got another one. Okay. Got a young lady, because they say, oh, the women, they're all liberal. Nah, a lot of them feel the same way that the men do about what's happening with Charlie. Let's watch some of this.
I am done. I am not going to vote Democrat anymore. I did leave the left because I was getting sick and tired of their behavior. But I was considering myself to be in the center. No. Whoever did this just fucked up. And I'm seeing a lot of people who were on the left say that they're no longer going to be on the left anymore. I still have my same beliefs. I still support the communities that I support, and I will still vote for people who align with those beliefs, but it's not going to be a Democrat. I'm done. You guys are disgusting. The shit that you're saying is fucking horrible. You should be extremely ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to be the party of empathy. Where the fuck is the empathy? I'm done. And as always, you guys, To my followers, have a great day. To the people who are saying this horrible, awful shit, have the day you deserve. Bye.
There it is, right on point. Right on point. You know, common sense, it feels refreshing to hear. It feels refreshing because anybody with a heart, with a brain, would not be celebrating somebody getting shot and killed on camera because of opinions being different, because he hurt my feelings. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Why would you celebrate that? That, again, it points to a dark heart. It points to a dark heart. That's all that it is. It says more about the person that's celebrating than it does about the person that you're celebrating in death. It says more about you than it does about them. When people do that, it's like saying, hey, you know what? I'm a terrible person. I'm an awful person. So here is me being an awful person. Just take that as evidence. That's pretty much what I get from this. When they do this, pretty much how I feel. Okay. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. Now, we got some more. Hold on. I think I'm going to play this one here. All right. We got a black woman. Okay. Oh, black women don't want to. They're not. All right. Let's watch.
I am 25, and I now understand how people cry over deaths that they didn't know the person, because my heart literally hurts for Charlie Kirk. It does. It hurts because they really killed this man over disagreements. Literally. They literally killed this man because he was calling shit out. Because he was exposing shit. Shit that are, well, he's not even exposing anything. He was just telling the truth, speaking facts, speaking common sense, speaking common decency. Well, it should be common. But nowadays, you know, like the things that are common now, the like things that are common decency, common sense, you know, but my heart hurts for him. It does.
All right, so shout out to her. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it should just be common sense, common decency, but unfortunately, that's not the way things are working right now in 2025. A lot of people just don't know anything. They're willfully ignorant. They don't really care to know anything. And again, sorry for the cussing. Please forgive me. It's not my fault. All right, but now I wanna just show this right quick. Amanda Seals. Oh, we talking about you, Amanda Seals, because you an influencer, so I don't feel bad. Hold on. Now y'all know Amanda Seals. Y'all remember her? She was on Jubilee. Just recently with me and a bunch of other black conservatives. She's not a conservative, obviously. She's a radical, really a black liberal. And before I say this, before I even get into the video, I kind of feel the same way about Amanda Seals as I do about Kamala Harris. First of all, they're not really black. That's one thing. Amanda, you say your dad's black American. From where? Where's grandmama from? Is he biracial? Like, what's going on? Your mom is from Grenada, and you were raised by your mom without your dad in a household with her. So really, I see you as like a first generation immigrant, and you're not really a black person. See, I've been here on both sides of my family since before West Virginia became a state, when it was still Virginia, at least the 1800s, probably the 1600s, when Virginia first became a place that was with any settlers at all. We came from the beginning, so I've been here a long time. See, when I say that you're not black, that's what I mean. You're not really one of us. So you don't know certain things. You know from your culture over there, but you don't know about this right here. The way you're going to learn about black people in the country is from a university that you would go to, one of these white colleges. They're going to tell you. So your knowledge of us is the same as a white person. That's how I view you, as a white person. That's one thing. But beyond that, And again, just like Kamala, they're the same. They're not really black. They learned about being black in college. At a white college, they learned about being black first. Second, I kind of feel bad for them because they out here saying crazy things. And I'm looking at her specifically. Look at the way she looks. Look at the way she's behaving. Laying in the bed, eating food, cats all in the video. I feel bad for her. But then I think about it. I'm like, okay, you're putting yourself out there on the internet as an influencer. So I feel like you're open to criticism. I put myself out there. So if there's a reaction video, whatever about ABL, I expect it because I put myself out there. Anyway, here is her take on Charlie Kirk.
I can't have empathy for someone like Charlie Kirk. First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe in empathy. He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up shit. He also said people got to be sacrificed in order to protect guns.
Let's pause. Charlie did say that unfortunately, some will be sacrificed, some will lose their lives to maintain the gun rights of Americans. That's just the reality. Because if we were to somehow give up our guns, it'd be a lot worse. It'd be a lot worse. There would be no more freedom. The USA, pardon me, the USA is the last bastion of freedom in the world. If we fall, if those right to bear arms goes away, if freedom of speech go away, then the republic, as you know it, the one that you love, the one that we all love, will be no more. You got to have the right to bear arms. You got to have it. It's in the Constitution for a reason. The founding fathers already knew what time it was because they had already been dealing with Europe and they knew how oppressive governments can become. They knew how dangerous things could become if you're not allowed to protect yourself. We saw it in Australia during COVID-19 where they were putting them in the house for a long time and they couldn't go nowhere like China was. We saw China welding them inside their house and they couldn't get out. That's called a tyrannical government. And it's harder to do that when everybody has guns. It's harder to become a victim of a crime when everybody has guns, but I digress.
If he was saying that while fighting for reparations, I may have a little bit of empathy. But this white on white violence, he died? Damn, B. Life comes at you fast. I can't have empathy for someone like Charlie Kirk because I cannot be in his shoes. I have no frame of reference for that. I have no cognizance for that. There literally is nothing about his existence that I can relate to.
Amanda, you talk about being a so-called black woman a lot, correct? Dealing with racism in America, correct? Dealing with the black experience in America, correct? So you can relate to that. So you can have empathy for that. But when you were on Jubilee and a young lady was talking about her dad who was murdered in the streets of Chicago, what did you tell her? Get to the point. Go to get to the point. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you that video. And the reason why I'm showing this is because people like this are the ones saying all these negative things about Charlie Kirk. So you understand why they're saying it is because you have a hateful person. You have an evil person. And it's not just her, but those of her ilk. And we all know them. We all know who these people are. We see them all the time on television. Your Ilhan Omars, your Katie Turs, all these people, we know what they are. And by the way, Katie Tur, her dad is that transgender that tried to fight Ben Shapiro back in the day, but that's a different story. Anyway, let me show you that video right quick of what I was talking about. Sorry for my cough, pardon me. That should be out of here pretty soon. But do I have that video? I might not have it. But if you like what you are hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, hold on 1 second here. I might be able to find it. But did you guys see that particular clip from Jubilee? I might be able to find it later. But if you know, you know. I'm going to just keep going and let this finish.
So I don't have any empathy because I have no connectivity. I have more connectivity to someone who is a complete stranger that dies of a drug overdose than I do to someone like Charlie Kirk, because life is hard. And I understand that, because it takes very little for someone to end up committing themselves to an existence of numbness. I understand that. That man got murdered at 31 at a college event in the middle of a sentence talking about black gangs.
So look, I found the video that I was talking about because I'm done with her, really.
There's a bunch of black people that are
It's a
in Nigeria.
broken society.
But it's the same thing in Nigeria.
But Nigeria is a broken society.
I'm gonna just put this up right quick. Y'all give me a second. Cause yeah, I mean, I had enough of her. For real. I had enough. I'm good. All right, let me just
Corporation with fellow daughter of an immigrant.
Okay.
Right? So my mother's from Grenada. My mother did come here.
And I just feel
past. And we
unity. There's a
saying somewhere where she's from a place really immigrants point. The concept versus people, not that we're putting them on a pedestal. We have to understand what it means to be a black revolution building across. I've never said it didn't.
all right. I ain't gonna find it right now. I'm gonna keep on moving with the show. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I'm sorry for my voice. It would have been real bad on Wednesday. It would have been terrible. Now, one thing that we saw, did you guys see TMZ what they did? Did you guys see TMZ what they did? So TMZ had cheered when they saw that Charlie Kirk was killed. Now they wanted to say, "Oh, we were cheering for a car chase," is what they want to say, right? So let's show what really went on. And shout out to Peggy Bolton for getting all the way down to the bottom of this information.
Oh, I don't need TMZ's cameras. There's nothing I love more than a good investigation, and I'm coming to you guys with the receipts. Exhibit A, the alleged car chase that they were watching.
Right there on the banner below, you can see it started in Temple City, and we saw that. Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I wanted to let you know that President Trump has said Charlie Kirk has died. So that is the breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News.
Exhibit B, the giant clocks around their office. Exhibit C, don't worry, you won't have to do the math because I've done it for you. Timestamp, time. It is 1:07 and 15 seconds in the afternoon, with the timestamp on their video of 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 5 seconds.
For 3 o'clock in Utah time, which is 2 o'clock Pacific.
Exhibit D, we have the cheering starting at exactly 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 15 second mark, which is a difference of 35 minutes and 10 seconds. So if you take the timestamp plus the clock saying it was 1:07 and 15 seconds, add 35 minutes and 15 seconds, what time would you have? 1:43. So they technically were watching a car chase video. What do you think they were cheering for?
People in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase, and they were laughing, they were clapping, and you could hear it out here. And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not. They would not work here if they did.
Okay, so y'all believe in TMZ, or do you believe Miss Bolton for breaking down the information? Okay, she saw the clock hanging up in the actual newsroom and was able to match that with a timestamp in the video. And then we could just go forward a little bit to see when the laughing and whatnot happened. We could just put two and two together. We could see it. So do you think that she's correct, or do you think that RV and his boyfriend, or whoever that is, that they're correct? Y'all let me know. But I think everybody knows what's going on. TMZ is California. It's LA. It's them kind of people. That's why California sucks. I mean, what more must I say? So they're not fired? Probably not, because they want to act like it wasn't really, they want to try to cover it up, per usual. Per usual. Okay, that's all that it is. They want to try to cover it up. Have you guys seen this picture floating around? Look, again, I'm not the one to dox you from your job, but y'all got to stop putting your stuff out there on the internet. TikTok is not your diary. Instagram is not your diary. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, it's not your diary. So just shh. Like many of us have said earlier, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Why is that so difficult to understand? So if whoever this is out there, you kind of earned it, because you didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to express yourself. And the thing is, you have freedom of speech, but so does your employer. Your employer says, you know what? I don't want to have you linked to my company because you are going to be bad for business. I don't want you to be in charge of doing this thing because I don't trust your judgment. They can do that. They can do that. You know what's crazy is that now you're less likely to be denied a job because you got a felony versus if you got a bad social media. Okay? Because if you got bad social media, that's going to be an indicator of what you're going to do in the future. Okay? That's going to be an indicator. That's how that is. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you something right quick. I'm going to show you something. And this, again, I ain't going to show too much more of this kind of stuff, but you got to kind of see what I'm talking about here. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That helped me out tremendously. Actually, I ain't gonna show that. I thought I had it, but I took it out because it was too much. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that video without showing it to you because it's too much. So a woman says that someone she knows, another woman, sorry. A woman says that a woman that she knows hit and killed somebody that she knows, a friend of hers, on their kid's birthday. And days later, we're laughing about Charlie Kirk. So you killed one person because you were drinking, and now laughing about somebody else dying because you ain't like them. That just shows the kind of attitude people have on the inside. All right. But let me keep on rocking and rolling here. Megyn Kelly got a few words about Charlie. Let's see what she got to say.
All week.
Show it anyway. I don't even have it in my lineup, so I can't find it. It's not even in my lineup. I thought it was right there on my tabs, but it's not there.
Week long, I've tried to avoid elevating the leftists who are melting down about Charlie because I just don't really give a shit about them. I just don't. They didn't know him. You know, one of the things that I heard, I think it was at the New York Times. I can't keep my leftist straight. I think it was saying about Charlie was, he was very controversial. You know, he said things like Martin Luther King was a bad guy. Yes, he did say that. You know why? Because MLK's own biographer.
Let's pause. MLK being a bad guy is not a new thing. It's not a racist thing. Shout out to my friend Chad Jackson saying the same thing. And Chad is black. Chad got that whole movie coming out about MLK being a bad person. And civil rights, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to just let her say what you got to say about MLK, and then we'll continue.
A Pulitzer Prize winning biographer broke the story that MLK was in back rooms allowing women on his staff to get sexually molested by others right in front of him and seemed to kind of enjoy it. That's what Charlie was talking about. The stories no one else would talk about. That Charlie had questions about the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You know why? Because Charlie actually studied people like Shelby Steele, who wrote all about how the black middle class was rising prior to the reign of Lyndon B. Johnson, who infantilized the black community, setting them back by generations with his Great Society programs.
The Great Society, LBJ was terrible. I say that all the time that LBJ was terrible. And what did LBJ say? I'll have those N-words voting Democrat for 200 years. He said that. And that's what he did.
Do some homework. This is a mainstream school of thought within the intellectual African-American community. Never mind. That's where Charlie got it. Fuck you for not doing your homework and just trying to paint him as some crazy racist. It's just ridiculous. That's the New York Times' take, okay? So I have been avoiding taking all this on because I just, like, you're not going to convince these people, and why should we bother? Who gives a shit? We've already moved on without them. Like, you can't persuade them. You can't persuade these lunatics who are online celebrating that Charlie's dead to be kind. Save it, Utah governor. You can't. All right, just stop. It's like these people need to be defeated, not reasoned with. All we can worry about is motivating our side. It's like Don Jr. said. We had somebody who reached out to the other side and would listen to them and debate on fair terms. And to quote Don exactly, they fucking killed him.
So, hey, I understand your frustration, Megan, but I think what we got to do is we got to get more people on our side. That's the only way. We got to recruit them to our side. We got to show them, hey, this is the right way to go. What you're doing right now is the wrong way to go. It's going to end in failure. So they have a message. We got to have the counter message. And it's going to take all of us, all hands on deck. Everybody, me, you, everybody got to have all hands on deck for this. Because if we don't, then we're not going to accomplish much of anything. So we got to have it. That is how you defeat them. Okay, that's how you defeat them. It's simple. All right, and now we got Stephen Miller. So let's see what he got to say. And then we got a few more things. We're talking about Memphis and whatnot.
Where the left calls people enemies of the Republic, calls them fascists, says they're Nazis, says they're evil, says they have to be removed, and then prints their addresses. What do you think they're trying to do? They are trying to inspire someone to murder them. That is their objective. That is their intent. And when you see online, Sean, as we've seen for the last few days, tape after tape after tape of federal workers, bureaucrats, staffers in the Pentagon, educators, professors, healthcare workers, nurses, celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These are radicalized people. There is a domestic terrorism movement in this country. And let me tell you something I'd not share with anybody, but the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. And we are going to do that under President Trump's leadership. I don't care how. It could be a RICO charge, a conspiracy charge, conspiracy against the United States, insurrection. But we are going to do what it takes to dismantle the organizations and the entities that are fomenting riots, that are doxing, that are trying to inspire terrorism, and that are committing acts of wanton violence. It has to stop. And my message is to all of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate. You want us to live in fear? We will not live in fear, but you will live in exile.
There it is. So Stephen Miller on fire, Megyn Kelly, everybody on fire. 100%. Hey, man, I'm right there with you, boss. I am right there with you. All right. So Trump's going to be doing some advanced screening of visas because, check it out. If you over here talking crazy about Charlie and you support domestic terrorism, how about we send you back home? How about that?
Well, the Trump.
Hey, if you want to talk crazy, if you want to support domestic terrorism and you're on a visa in this country, we could just send you back home. It's fine. You don't need to be here if you're going to be doing that, because I see you right now really as a security risk. And why do we want to import security risks to our nation?
Well, the Trump administration suggests it could revoke existing visas or deny them to applicants if they celebrated or made light of Charlie Kirk's assassination on social media. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau posted on X that he has directed consular officials to, quote, undertake appropriate action. Under President Trump, the State Department has ramped up what it calls expanded screening and vetting of many visa applicants' social media accounts. The State Department has utilized AI technology in the effort. Well, the Trump administration.
Well, there you go. Hey, man. Actions have consequences. Actions have consequences. hey, what about free speech? We don't have to allow you into our country. There's a visa process for a reason. If you have a history of supporting violent activity, if we think you're going to be a security risk because of your previous support for violent activity, that can be grounds upon which to deny your entry or revoke it. It's simple. Now, if you're here and you're a citizen, hey, it's whatever. But if you're a guest over here just hanging out, you could go back. You could go back. It's simple. And support violence over there. Support violence over there. Now, of course, hold on. Let me just show this right quick. Of course, the shooter had a transgender partner, rather your boyfriend. Of course. Did anybody think that it was anything other than what it wound up being? I think Stephen Crowder was the first to talk about the transgender part of this. Is anybody surprised? We've seen the same thing over and over again. I've done videos on it. I've done countless videos on the whole transgender issue. And you know what? I saw a comment earlier. Hey, ABL, what about white on white violence, ABL? You're retarded because I've done so many videos about white transformers. Over and over and over again, not just when they go shoot stuff up, but also when they're doing street interviews, going all the way back to the It's Ma'am, going all the way back to that time. I've been talking about these guys. And I've said how they are a threat. They are a security risk. They are a ticking time bomb. I said this over and over. I've shown their aggression, their violent nature, wanting to be in spaces where they shouldn't be with the women, aggressing upon women, aggressing upon little kids. I've said this over and over and over again, but retarded people, again, not mentally ill, but those who are willfully ignorant, they refuse to acknowledge any of that. They key in on one thing that I said about black folks, whatever it is, I don't know what I said, and ignore my whole library of content about guys just like this. I told y'all about shrooms and furries and transgenders and the LGBT and how it's mostly a young white male thing. I said that over and over again, and here we are. Here we are. What more can I say? Now, somebody will watch that whole rant and not even listen. And I ask them, hey, so you learned anything? You still hate black people. I can't help you if you're retarded. I can't. Okay, but let's look at this. This is going to be a Fox News update. And I saw this. I saw the report from, I think her name is Brooke, the Fox reporter. I saw the report before I made my video. And I thought, okay, let's wait until we get more people to report, more outlets to report. And understand this. Some say that it's not real, it's fake. Rupert Murdoch is not going to let stuff get out if it's not real. Hunter Biden laptop situation, it was the same thing. Oh, it's fake. It's New York Post. It's Fox News. It's fake. It got banned on social media. If you posted the Biden laptop, you were banned from social media. And of course, it wound up being right. Do you think New York Post, Fox News, News Corps, Rupert Murdoch, the billionaire, is going to allow anything like this to run if it's fake? If you believe that, I got a whole body of water to sell you right there in Mesa, Arizona. Listen, I have a whole brand new river for Colorado. I got a whole brand new river. I got the Grand Canyon, all of that for Colorado, if you believe that it's fake. But anyway, let's watch.
A Fox News alert. FBI sources tell Fox News Digital that the man charged with assassinating Charlie Kirk was living with a transgender partner. Bureau officials confirmed that Tyler Robinson was in a romantic relationship with someone transitioning from male to female. They say that individual is fully cooperating with their investigation, claims to have had no idea of Robinson's plans, and is not currently accused of any criminal activity.
So didn't we already, but look, didn't we know that from the beginning? Didn't we know that? from the moment when it says like they said there was things on the written on the bullets and all, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. I was seeing memes talking about, oh, the shooter is not black or trans, or not, it's trans, or it's not black or an immigrant. Nobody thought that the shooter was going to be a black person or immigrant or whatever you want to say. Nobody thought that. We thought immediately transgender, because that's who does stuff like this all the time. All the time. We know the pattern. To observe the pattern, to recognize it, and to speak about it is not racist. It's not sexist. It's not homophobic, transphobic, whatever kind of other over is. It's not that. It's just reality. It's just reality. All right. Let's keep going here. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Hey, and the shooter, the shooter came from a family of conservatives. But sometimes you have that one in the family who's just not right, can't get right. Okay? You got that one that just ain't, we all know them in our family. It's that one that don't want to do right. Everybody else doing well, he not. Now, I don't know why he's not doing well. I don't know why he went down that road. But you know what? I have an idea. The internet, being online too much, becoming a troon. Do you guys know what a troon is? If you don't, let me just give you the Urban Dictionary definition, so we could just have this word part of your vocabulary. Put this word in your vocabulary. All right, hold on. Let me see this. They're not really putting up the right definition. But basically, a troon is a young person, usually a male, who is not able to have real relationships outside of digital means, or somebody that's really involved in internet culture, digital culture. His classmates said that he was like a Reddit kid, one of them who was really aware of all the memes, just online too much. And he became indoctrinated by the internet. And then you go to school and they got liberalism right there. Antifa is right there. So you're being radicalized in that way. And you know what? Let's say something else, because this is something that really affects a lot of young white kids. Black kids are affected a little bit differently. Generally, let me tell you what happens with, sometimes you got black kids. If you got black or Hispanic, especially, but definitely black. If you got black kids and they go to a college and they're put there by affirmative action or some kind of quota system, and they're mismatched with the program, then they probably shouldn't be there. It's a mismatch. The program is too advanced for them, so they're not going to do well in the program. So you get these kids, it's a small handful of them, they get put in these programs and they don't do well. And when they start to flunk out, when they're not succeeding, bottom of the class, it'd be somebody looking like Amanda Seals with the white person dreadlocks in their hair, saying that they're a victim, and the reason why they're not doing very well right now is because of the white man. Blame the white man for everything that's going on in your life. Blame the white man for all the ills of your life. And boom, radicalized black person, radicalized non-white person. That's how that works in college. You got a white kid, real smart. Okay, let's get him through the online stuff. Let's throw memes at him. Let's get him in college and tell him how bad he is as a person, to give up his privilege. He's scum of the earth. Now he's radicalized. They're radicalized in different ways. My objective is to break the radicalization of everybody, regardless of what you are, black, white, Puerto Rican, and candy stripe. The radicalization of these young whites is causing the problem. It's causing the problem. But there is a fix, a solution to the problem. Stop the radicalization. Nip it in the bud. Parents, if you're seeing certain things, say something. If your kids are online a lot, tell them where they're going to end up. Give them the full rundown of what's happening to them, because they're still young. They don't even understand what's going on. All right. So let me keep on going here. All right. I'm going to read some of the comments. Let me see. He has scholarship to Utah University. Okay. All right. I'm going to just keep on going. I'm going to keep on going because I'm seeing some weird comments, of course. All right. Let me keep rocking. And where do I want to go? This is a street interview, but it's not after the whole thing. Hold on, it might be.
Would you call someone a cat if...
No. This is a street interview, but it's not related to Charlie.
Would you call someone a cat if they wanted to be called a cat? I'm dead serious.
Dead ass, I would. Like if that's what you want to tell me.
Their pronouns are meow meows.
I don't want to deal with reality.
What do you think about Trump's new 2-gender policy?
I don't know much about it. Anything Trump does is kind of bad.
I think it's stupid. I think it's evil and draconian. I think we need
Evil?
to... I just can't.
Just so you know, he said that there's only 2 genders legally now, male and female.
Ooh. What I want to say is
please
fuck Trump.
Shouldn't be one person's take on what somebody else identifies as.
Shouldn't put things in place to make them feel uncomfortable or feel like what they're doing is wrong. They should be accepted just like anybody else.
I might oppose it if I knew of another gender.
You know, it doesn't affect anyone but themselves on what they identify as. That's how
I would disagree with that. I would say it does affect somebody. If you're choosing to self-identify a certain way, and it truly means self-identification, it wouldn't affect anybody else. But if you're asking people to place you in certain positions, allow you into certain spaces, then it is dependent on what other people think as well. Yeah.
So there you go. So shout out to Ariel for this video right here. She's right on point out there in California. You saw some of these characters. Hold on.
Affect anybody.
Can I go back a little bit? Like, what is that right there? You see what I'm talking about? You see, the policy of having just 2 genders, it is an attempt to bring things a little bit back to normal. We have normalized people just doing whatever they want to do. No kind of standard, no kind of nothing. Just anything goes. You want to identify as a goat. You want to identify as a Timberland boot. You want to identify as whatever you want. It's fine. Go for it. This is fueling the mental health crisis, which is putting Americans in danger. This is how it works. So let's get back to a little bit of reality, a little teeny bit of reality. That's all I could really ask. Okay. That's all that I could ask. Because when you're not living in reality, that's when the danger happens. That's when somebody who is living in fantasy acts the fantasy out in real life, and it harms regular everyday people in the real world, not just in their mind, not just in their fantasy, but in their mind, and in the real world, not just in their mind. Crypto says, I identify as a billionaire. What the heck is my money? Hey, man. People just identify whatever they want to, and they feel like they're entitled to certain things, but you're not. You're literally not. Okay, that's just not how that goes. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Michael Guest says 2 genders, X, Y, and XX. That's it. That is it, and that is all. It's 2 genders. It's so simple. 2 genders. All right. B Dunk says, if you're not breaking any laws, it's no one else's business what you do in private, and you can't demand that people care. Yeah, hey, man, whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own home is your business, right? If you want to identify as Space Ghost Coast to Coast on Cartoon Network at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m., it's fine. It's fine. If you want to identify as a little, that thing you had on the show, the little mantis, if you want to identify as a life-size mantis with a podcast, a life-size praying mantis with a podcast, that's fine. But when you come outside your house, I'm not going to identify you as a praying mantis. You are a male or a female. When it comes time to go to the DMV, male or female. That's it. When you go home, put on your mantis outfit and get back to playing games. Until then, in the real world, male or female. That's it. Simple. Is that too difficult to understand? Am I tripping? I think I'm being very fair. Hold on. And this guy has a good take on this whole mental health issue, because some people are a few trees short of a forest, a few fries short of a happy meal. Some are crazy, but some of y'all just retarded, meaning willfully ignorant, not wanting to do anything, lazy, couch potatoes, big fat for no reason. Let's watch some of this, shall we?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of you don't have a chronically messy room because you're neurodivergent. You're just fucking lazy. And some of you aren't able to maintain your focus, not because you're ADHD, but because you have bad habits and you don't have the intention or willpower to change those habits. I don't know why it became so sexy to self-diagnose all of these disorders that actually people do struggle with every day, but a lot of you don't have them. A lot of you don't. You're just fucking lazy and you don't want to change. Sorry. Love you. I don't know who.
Hey, that right there was right on point. Right on point. And at the end,
change. Sorry. Love you. I don't know.
Right on point. Listen, I'm not trying to attack you, bro. It's nothing but love. But some of y'all just are not living up to your best of your abilities. You're not living as the best version of you. And you want to say, oh, I got autism. Oh, my foot hurt. I got turf toe. Okay, I got a hangnail and I can't get out the bed. You're just lazy. Okay, it's 1 p.m. Why are you still in the bed? Get up. Do something. Be productive. Don't try to tell yourself you got autism, Amanda Seals, as some kind of excuse. Like, how you gonna do that? Just say, okay, I'm gonna just go and say I got autism just because I'm gonna diagnose myself. Nah, maybe you got some issues that you're not dealing with, and you want to use that diagnosis of yourself, a self-diagnosis, as an excuse. Just maybe. Just maybe. And you know what? There are some of us dealing with real issues, dealing with actual diagnosis, real brain conditions. Don't just bring your self-diagnosis over here to that realm to try and get a little bit of capital or sympathy or cool points from that. You know what? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if some people want to say they got some type of disorder to try and get a check. That'd be hilarious. I got autism. Okay, and I get Social Security for it. All right, man. All right, Mr. Scammer. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Yeah, some are just lazy, man. I say, yo, get off your hind parts and do something. I don't care what color you are, man. That is a universal message. Whatever you are, whatever kind of color you are, get off your hind parts and do something. Now, Memphis, they're bringing the National Guard to Memphis. I love this. Hey, check it out. I'm in Tennessee, and everybody knows, really nationwide, that it's dangerous in Memphis. In some parts especially. You're not going to go to certain parts. And even if you're not in certain parts, you might be able to get touched. There's been high-profile shootings and killings out there. Young Dolph, RP. I think Big Joke, he might have got killed in Memphis. I'm not sure if he got killed in Memphis. Probably did. There was a teacher who got stalked and killed. There was a guy who went on a rampage for days, a shooting rampage for days. I mean, it's dangerous in parts of Memphis and sometimes all over the whole city. There's also really nice areas of Memphis, but in some parts it's not too nice. All right, let's watch some of this here.
I think maybe I'll be the first to say it right now again. We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy. Deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington. I would have preferred going to Chicago. I had a man in the head of a big railroad. They're doing a merger, and he wanted to come see me and all that stuff. And I asked him, because, you know, it's one of the largest train companies, maybe the largest, so you can figure out who it is. Okay, Union Pacific. And he was in my office, and he started off 45 years ago with the railroad. It's such a great story. Sir, I'm a railroader. That's the kind of guy that should ride it, as opposed to a Wall Street guy that destroys the railroad, but he's good financially, right? And he was a very impressive guy. And I said, so what do you think? Where should we go next as a city? Because we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do a few at a time. But we're going to straighten out the crime in these cities. He said, sir, Memphis would be good because he's on the board of FedEx. He said, when I walk 1 block to my hotel, they won't allow me to do it. They put me in an armored vehicle with bulletproof glass to take me 1 block. He said, it's so terrible. I said, let me ask you a question. So we're going to Memphis. I'm just announcing that now, and we'll straighten that out.
National Guard?
The National Guard and anybody else we need. And by the way, we'll bring in the military, too, if we need it. But
there it is. So, again, shout out to President Trump for bringing the Guard to Memphis. And a big issue with Memphis is there's a lot of travel. It's a big hub for FedEx. And it's a lot of trains and whatnot that depart from there. And there's been quite a few trains that got hijacked, or it's been a lot going on in Memphis. Now, let me just show you an example of what happens with that. Okay, that's probably why you got a railroad that's like, yo, please come to Memphis and get it together, because it's crazy. All right. See, they're robbing the FedEx truck. That kind of thing goes on in Memphis. The trucks, the trains, whatever. Ain't nothing safe. You not safe out there. They love playing with guns. Oh, they love playing with guns. Oh, boy. Yeah, Memphis, they love playing with guns. That's what they like to do. Illegal weapons all day long. Okay. Now, remember this guy? Tennessee State Rep Justin Pearson, the fake Malcolm X who got thrown out about, a couple years ago, year ago? But then he came back. So you already know what he's going to say about the whole National Guard thing in Memphis, right?
People in Memphis are disappointed, angry, frustrated with the continuation of the abuse of power by this administration toward his own authoritarian aims. And it is nothing more than using our city as a white supremacist ploy to ensure that his base stays riled up and does not pay attention to the reality of the facts in our city and cities across the country, which is that the federal government is not investing in our cities. People in Memphis are disappointed, angry, frustrated with the continuation.
So look, the crime is a problem in Memphis, and obviously you guys are not doing a very good job of solving it. So what else is to be done? White supremacists. How is it white supremacists again? Most of the crime in Memphis is going to be black crime. So how is it a white supremacist ploy to reduce black crime? Make it make sense. If anything, they would want it to be high, because you, Justin, and I are going to be the chief victims of that. So why wouldn't white supremacists just say, hey, let it burn? The Democrats do that. The Democrats want to keep you in a subservient state, so you're able to go out there and do lowly jobs that some of them don't want to do. Okay, that's what a white supremacist does. Someone who wants to solve the problem and help you with your crime issue is not a white supremacist. It's just stupid. It makes no sense. Okay, now this is going to be MS-13 DNC. This is Michael Steele, the former chair of the RNC. I don't know how he fell so hard from grace. But here he is talking about what's happening with Memphis potentially. And I think this is going to be the mayor of Memphis right here. What's his name? Paul Wright or something, I believe.
And if it was beyond our capacity, sir, then maybe we would call for federal help. But so I don't understand what's different. It wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that Memphis is a largely black municipality, would it?
Yeah. So Memphis is the largest majority black city in the nation. It's something that I wear as a badge of honor, and I think it's something that we should be proud of. I will say that Governor Lee, certainly he can speak for himself, but I will say.
And if it was beyond our.
All right, there we go. So again, talking about National Guard going to Memphis, Tennessee. A very dangerous place that needs a guard, and they've been needing a guard for a long time.
One man.
Now let's let's hear briefly from somebody from Memphis. Let's hear briefly from someone from Memphis. Thank you, Zach. Paul Young. Thank you, Zach. That's the mayor of Memphis. His name is Paul Young, but this is not the mayor. This is going to be just a regular guy on the street. Let's hear from him.
One Memphian told us the decision to bring in the National Guard is long overdue.
The youngins, they getting outrageous and ridiculous. Yo, we need them bad. They need to hurry up and call.
One Memphian told us the decision to bring in the National Guard is long overdue.
The youngins, they getting outrageous and ridiculous. Yo, we need them bad. They need to hurry up and call.
So look, regular guy on the street says, hey, please bring them out here. So who do I listen to? Do I listen to Paul Young, Michael Steele, all these people, TV people, suits people? Or do you go out there to the streets and ask the citizenry, hey, what do you guys want? Please bring them. We need it. They're going crazy. Please. You're going to hear that whenever you go to a majority black area where there's crime. Please bring the reinforcements, because what are we doing? What are we doing? That's the reality of the situation. But you know, I guess that's racist, right? I guess that's racism. I guess it's white supremacy. Hey, I guess my man right here, hey, I guess he is a white supremacist, right? I guess I'm a white supremacist. I guess that's what's happening. I don't know. I don't get it. Him and I both say, let's bring some kind of fix, relief, something for this mostly black crime problem in a black place. But for that, we're white supremacists. Make it make sense. Can anybody do that or nah? What's going on? If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But yeah, hey, National Guard, come on out. Come now. We need it. Because it's real bad. And some of these places, it's got to go. It's, you know, we got to do something. All right. Let me keep on going here. I want to find one more. Okay, this is going to be Shy Liggins, a Memphis mother whose son was murdered on an interstate during a shooting in Memphis. She says crime is not going down. They say, oh, crime's going down. She says crime's not going down. So who do we trust when we're asking about what's happening in the community? Residents of the community or politicos?
We hear about perceptions of crime, especially we're hearing also crime rates, with the exception of murders, have actually decreased maybe to a 25-year low. Mm-hmm. You believe it?
No.
Why not?
I do not. Because you can't tell someone whose child was just murdered that the crime is going down. And every day that I look at the news, there are more and more stories. Mm-hmm. So you can't prove it by me that the crime is on a decrease. Mm-hmm. It's not happening.
When we hear about
it's not happening. But everybody know that though. When they say, oh, crime is down. I saw a stat where they said crime was down in Memphis, and then they admitted that there was an all-time high for murders last year, like almost 400 murders in Memphis. 400 in the place is not that big. It's crazy. All right, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, back to MS13 DNC.
In Washington, D.C.
With a panel, we got one white lady, of course, a little bit of diversity, a little bit of DEI with the white lady, okay, and we have Michael Steele, Paul Young again, mayor of Memphis, and then we got the bulldagger. What's her name? Y'all know who that is. Look at his face. I mean, good grief. I mean, can we get a little bit more? You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of thing you're going to see on the leftist news network. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm seeing that, I'm like, you know what? I might not want to watch this too much anymore. But let's watch.
In Washington, D.C., the National Guard is picking up trash. They are literally, ANC commissioners have sent out emails asking for suggestions from the citizens of the district about what beautification projects the National Guard can participate in. So what exactly can the Guard do for you in Memphis, Tennessee? Like you got a trash problem?
You dumb as a box of rocks, though. You're dumb as a box of rocks because just their presence alone is a deterrent. Their presence alone is a deterrent. You want them to do specific tasks and write that down and make that be a thing you judge them on as far as productivity. You want to judge productivity or efficacy of their deployment on tasks that they do, but you're neglecting their presence being a deterrent because you're retarded.
I thought some of the things that you have been working on in terms of working with the violence interrupters, talking to the gangs, those kind of things are things that I'm familiar with that you have been engaged on, that have worked to bring to try to get your arms around the issue of crime in your city. What is the National Guard going to do for you? And I'm asking in this way because I hear you saying it's your understanding they're coming, but what they going to do when they get there?
Well, I mean, we're still working to figure that out, but I certainly have a list of things that I think they could help with. We do have issues with blight in our community, and if there's a way for them to help support our team on that front, we have a deficit of about 300 to 500 officers that we need. And while they won't be serving in a law enforcement capacity, there may be things that they can do on major events and help coordinate traffic and things like that when we have big crowds, as we get into football season with the University of Memphis or Grizzlies game. So I think that as we have conversations, we can certainly find ways to use their support to back up the efforts of our Memphis Police Department and our Shelby County Sheriff's Department.
Now, MPD don't do nothing. MPD is like an escort service. They don't do nothing, not that kind of way. But MPD, they don't do much. They kind of be chilling. It be the troopers that really, you know what I'm saying, they do the business. But MPD, they kind of got their hands tied. That's what a lot of these liberal places, they can't really do a whole lot with the city police. It be the state police that do more. The state police are often more respected because they actually do things. But city police, they soft. Often. Now, Atlanta Police Department, they don't really play that BS. They go hard. APD and GSP are like peanut butter and jelly. MPD and TPD, it ain't really. MPD known as being soft, unfortunately. Okay. Let's keep on going here. We got a few more things. I'm going to get to the phone calls in a minute. I'm going to just show a few more things and then I'm going to get to the phone calls. AI. I think that there's a big AI bubble that they don't want to pop, which is why there's so many doom and gloom stories about AI. Yes, AI will take certain jobs, but it's not going to be like the end of the world. Also, the jobs they take may not be forever because a lot of what is being done by AI is actually pretty expensive for AI to do. The things, the tools that we're using are being sold at a big loss, a big loss. I'm talking about the things that we're using are so expensive in reality, more than what they're being sold for now, that when the true cost of these things is revealed and you got to start paying it, it'll be the equivalent of having a human or worse. So I think the AI bubble, the AI craze is overblown. But watch some of this. This might be a little bit of fear mongering.
Anyone.
And sorry for the loud noise. RIP to the headphone users.
Under 45 is going to live a multi-stage life. AI is going to disrupt your career, so you're going to have to constantly upskill. You are going to be living not in a male breadwinner household, most likely a dual income household.
Yep.
Okay, in which you're going.
Hey, somebody said I'm misinformed. I'm so misinformed it's crazy. Well, what did I get wrong? If you're not gonna say what I got wrong, shut your mouth and enjoy the show. Shut your fat pie eating mouth and enjoy the show. How about that?
Anyone under 45 is going to live a multi-stage life. AI is going to disrupt your career, So you're going to have to constantly upskill. You are going to be living not in a male breadwinner household, most likely a dual income household.
Yep.
Okay. In which you're going to have to juggle, if you have kids, childcare, and juggle elder care, right? So men have to step up on the baby front as well. Yes, but they also have to step up on the elder care front. You are going to certainly have multiple stages of your life where you are going to be able to save, not be able to save, going to be able to build assets or not be able to build assets. You're going to have to work longer, certainly, and rethink retirement, because the golf courses and grandkids that baby boomers are enjoying now is not going to be a reality for our generation. It's going to be much more complicated, and certainly we're going to have to work longer. Anyone under...
So, some of that, yeah, but some of it is a little bit of fear mongering. I think, God, what's his name? Sam Altman. You kind of like pushing fear because it keeps the bubble from busting. The AI bubble. The AI bubble is just like the .com bubble, or really worse, a lot worse. I don't think that, back in the day, you could get $1 million for putting out gold.com or something. That whole bubble is going to burst, and it's going to be crazy when it does. I don't see AI being so ubiquitous, not anytime soon, at least. Not anytime soon, at least. It's not going to be so ubiquitous. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Hold on. Brickyard says AI can code and program apps and games by itself, but it can't build physical things just yet. That's true. But also, what I was saying is that to do those things is very expensive. Right now, these services are being sold at a loss, a big loss. Okay, a lot of these subscriptions you get for like $200 is worth really like $20,000. And once that gets revealed, and once you start to have issues with the water consumption and the pollution, it's going to be so expensive that a human will be just the same price or less. So it's going to kind of even out at a certain point. I'm not sure when it'll even out, but it will. And when it evens out, the bubble will burst. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling here. So this is what I say. Have a physical skill that a computer cannot do. If I'm 21 years old again, I'm doing landscaping. I'm doing anything, any kind of service that needs to be done consistently. Landscaping, like cutting grass, doing actual landscape. I become an arborist. I would do everything. If I was 18 years old, coming out of high school, what I would do is have a all-encompassing lawn care service. Landscaping. Listen, we would do the mowing. We would do the seed, overseed. We pull weeds. We treat for termites. We do the little stations, the spray. We do pest control. I could be an arborist. I could plant trees. I could plant your shrubs, your flowers, everything, your whole service. And I put you on a subscription every month. And I have whole neighborhoods like that. Okay, your tree looking pretty good. We need to kind of make sure it's getting, I will install your sprinkler system for you, bury the line. I'll do all of that. That'll be my job. And I will be killing it right now. Okay, so service-based industries is where you want to go. Can I show a couple cars from China? These cars may look good, but these Chinese cars and stuff are pretty pieces of junk, in my humble opinion. Hold on. Sin says, you're 100% correct. I work in the industry, and we are discovering the cost of the AI parts and services is way too high. Exactly. It's very expensive. It's going to be to the point where people will realize that it is more expensive than the human being and not worth the trouble or the money that they're going to pay.
妈呀，好大雨啊，身都湿了。
This right here is like a little mobile home, a little trailer type spot.
鞋子进水了，哇，吓我一跳！幸好我这房子装了。
That's nice though. A little deck type, little balcony. A balcony on a mobile home is nice. I like that. But let it be one of them nor'easters Let it be a little bit of hurricane force winds. Will that thing hold up? I don't know.
避雷装置。小杜，你说，我要洗澡啦。好的。
Elena says, "What's wrong with the blacks? What's wrong with your mama? Ask her."
啊，舒服。还是待在家里看电影。
Okay, little skylight. I mean, the trailer mobile home is nice. It's very nice, very beautiful. I just wonder about the construction because it is China, and we know that they got a reputation for having the tofu construction, things that are beautiful but not very well made.
最舒服。
And you know what? You know what I would do? If I had like a big property with a bunch of acreage, I would put one of those on it. If I can get it for a low price, I put it on there. A little pod, futuristic kind of pod. Yeah, put it on there in the corner, and see how it does. I would certainly do that. All right. Now here's a Chinese semi truck. Now this I would not drive because the vehicles on the road with I don't know, and it might be electric. I don't know.
This truck is definitely from the future. They have very nice interior, and you got everything in the cabin. Let's find out. This thing is eco-friendly because it is equipped methanol hybrid technology with over 1,500 kilometers range. All right, let's get on board. Well, I mean, this thing is pretty high. The cabin, I think, is pretty spacious.
It's too much electric going on. I don't see no gear shift. It's a hybrid with a range. I don't know if I like that too much.
That's your rear view mirror, but digital one. Oh, I think it's better than Tesla Semi. Oh, you have this microwave and a little kitchen. Wow, you have a cooker. Yeah, little cooker. And over this side, you have a shower room and a toilet. Wow, I think it's pretty nice design.
What a toilet at? I don't see no toilet in there. I see just a little drain. Am I tripping? Where's the toilet at?
Room and the toilet. Wow, I think it's pretty nice design. And yeah, sorry, we can't open it. And you have two single beds, not very big. Now let's try it. Oh, it's pretty comfy. I like it. So what do you guys think? I mean, that's truly crazy, right?
I'm good on that. I'm not driving out on the road. The little trailer that you had, we could try that because it's not no moving parts. We're not gonna be trying to drive it. We could just park it and then see what it does. If it falls over, it falls over. But if you on the road with that, hey, it's gonna be a crazy methane fire. You're gonna be a whole hazard to the road. I'm good. It looks kind of nice a little bit, but it's too much electric. I like to have a gear shift, some manual things at least. At least give me the illusion of manual. Don't just, you know what I mean? Don't just do that. Okay, now one more for China. The tiny cars. Would you live in a tiny car, like a smart car? Would you live in there?
Tiny car living is going viral in China. Creators are transforming elderly vehicles into one-bedroom apartments. These compact electrical vehicles are 3- or 4-wheeled cars that are easy to drive, travel at low speeds, and don't require a license to operate. They are typically used by elderly on short-distance trips, like picking up grandchildren or purchasing groceries. Prices range from around $1,000 to $6,000. One creator showcases her daily routine in her Laotoule. After a long day, she returns to her tiny car home, hangs up her keys, and turns on the lights. She steps inside, places her slippers underneath the vehicle, and draws the curtains for privacy. She then sets up her portable ensuite bathroom, which includes a sink and toilet. Next comes the fun part, Dinner time. She unfolds her dining table and prepares a hot pot meal with tea, all while enjoying her favorite show on the projector. After brushing teeth and taking a shower, she's all ready for bed in her cozy mobile home. Netizens comment, but I would feel so claustrophobic. This is nicer than my entire house. This is so smart. I bet you save a lot on rent.
Look, for me, I'm too big for that car completely. Like, I could not fit in the car at all, let alone had it be like a little house. Listen, to even drive that car, I'm not going to fit. I couldn't even get both of my legs in there. I'd be scared that I'm going to split something or break something. I'm good. But if you're like a 5 foot tall, 95 pound Chinese person, it might make sense. Okay, shout out to them. Shout out to the compact people that could fit in them little crevices, but I'm too big. Okay, I'm too big, way too much. It's just going to be a bunch of elbows and knees breaking and bumping. But hey, would you guys live in a smart car? Like a smart car, living in there. You cooking your hot pot. You got a toilet. I don't know where the toilet going to go. Like a toilet. You pretty much going to like just doodle on the ground. And it's like, that's pretty much like Los Angeles, San Francisco, California. Okay, not really a big fan of that. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show this meme. Hold on. I'm gonna show this meme. And then I'm gonna get to some calls about real estate. So look, it says, bank, sorry, we can't approve you for that $2,800 a month mortgage payment. And then the person is mad because they're paying $3,500 a month in rent. The problem is you don't have no money. If you're just trying to rent, all you need is just the first and last month's rent. But when you're trying to buy a house, they want to look at your bank statements to see if you have any money and what your income is, because you're going to need it. If your roof has a problem, are you going to be able to fix it? If you have an HVAC problem, are you going to be able to fix it? If you got a plumbing issue, are you going to be able to fix it? Are you going to be able to buy the things you need for a house? Are you going to be able to buy a lawnmower? Are you going to be able to keep your gutters and everything clean so you don't get foundation damage? Are you going to be able to maintain your property? So it's not just simple as having the rent payment versus your mortgage. There's other things you got to pay for and things you got to look out for. And they want to know your ability to pay for this into the foreseeable future so you don't default on the loan, so you're not a risk to the bank. When I bought my house, that's what they did. They looked at everything. My income from like 2 or 3 years ago, years, not just first and last months, check stub. They're looking back years to see, okay, what's going on with your money? How much money do you have in your pocket right now? Your credit worthiness, all of that goes into it. Okay. That's right. It belongs to the bank until you are able to pay it. And then if you don't pay your taxes, it belongs to the state. Miss Weezy says 3x monthly payment and income is a standard to qualify for rentals and mortgage. There you go. There you go, for sure. And you will need it. You will need it, because I've seen some horror stories. I've heard some horror stories. People getting the whole backyard dug up because you got a plumbing issue. You got to worry about all of that. You got to worry about all of that. Okay. I think it's time for some calls. I think it's time for a few calls. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Let me get super chats first. Super chats first. Then we're going to get to the calls. Okay. So let's read these right quick. And I got quite a few. So thank y'all for supporting the show. Thank you to Taylor, who says, I went to one of those Amazon Go AI convenience stores. Thought it was wow, you could grab your things and walk out. Turns out it's not even AI. Just people are over in India running the store over cameras. Hilarious. So let me say that one more time. Taylor Langley went to an Amazon AI store, and he said it was crazy. You could just take things off the shelves, put it in your pocket, and leave. But in reality, the store is being run by some Indians over in India through the cameras. So rather than having the Indian in the store saying, hello, come again, rather than that guy, you got them over in India doing the exact same thing they could do in person. At a certain point, that whole thing is going to be silly. And rather than doing that, They'll just place the Indian guy right there at the counter. All right. Shout out to Michael Guest, who says, remember, when small minds resort to assassination, murder, they are afraid of that person. Right on. Thank you to Michael again, who said Mr. Charlie Kirk was a good man. Right on. He also says the extreme left calls everything they disagree with fascist and Nazi-like. Correct. They do. Thank you to Beans for being a member, who says you can tell a lot about a person by how they act when someone dies. Charlie Kirk, November 27th, 2016. He sure did say that. He called it. Thank you to Stella H, who says Charlie embodied the poem by Rudyard Kipling titled If. Thank you to Deborah Lynn, who says RIP Charlie. Thank you to Taylor Langley, who says put this toward beefing up your security system, ABL. These people out here are crazy these days, and the politics, they are crazy. Thank you for that. Thank you to Seafoam, who says please stay safe, ABL. Love you, man. Thank you, man. I will do. Thank you to Mauricio91, who says stories all this time can enable the worst of us offing the best of us. Absolutely. Always. Thank you to Ron Henderson, who says this is a spiritual war, good versus evil. Right on. Thank you to Maury, who says facts are racist and homophobic, apparently. Exactly. Yeah, facts are racist. Facts are all the obics, obs, and this in the world. If you don't like it, then you got to say it's something negative. That's pretty much how it goes. Thank you to Cardinal Flanagan, who says Democrats have done much for black people. Unfortunately, it mostly consisted of enslaving them. Now they want to own their vote instead of their body. Exactly. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, wait a minute, I thought math was racist. Deborah Lynn says, thanks for all you do, AB, RIP. Charlie, thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Merchant91, who says, Candace, halfway crazy, and I love it. Hey, Candace, I'm telling you, you have no better friend in this world than Candace Owens. No better friend in this world than Candace Owens. Thank you to Ryan again, who says, ABL, you're a great human. You attract other great humans. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Blessed Butterfly Girl for the super effective emoji. I appreciate you for that. And that's your 20th super chat. Thank you for that, Blessed Butterfly Girl. I appreciate you. Thank you to Devin, who says, God bless you, ABL. We won't always agree. I even walked away a couple times, but during so many tough times, you and my chat fam were a big rock and a bunch of little rocks. There we go. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, Devin. Thank you to Hiram W for your donation. Thank you to Mercy91, who says demons exposing themselves. Correct. Thank you to Mauricio again, who says it just enshrines Sir Charles James Kirk. Thank you to Big Rocks, Little Rocks, who says Nick Fuentes had more empathy than the demons. Hey, man, Nick Fuentes, I don't know what to say about Nick Fuentes. I feel like he keeps that community that attracts him in check a little bit, but at the same time, he doesn't. I'm not sure what to think. I'm not sure what to say about Nick Fuentes, but I am not Nick Fuentes' audience at all. Thank you to Gamer Dude, who says, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says, the whole world is chanting for Charlie. God bless Charlie. May God bless his movement and family. Thank you to It's Lena, who says, someone tried to say that I can't love God and support Trump because I pay honor to Charlie. I gave that person scriptures on my support. No reply. They're not going to reply because they're retarded. They don't know nothing. You are the one that can educate them if they're open to listen. If they don't want to listen, then what you going to do? Michael Guest says, correct. USA is the last bastion of freedom. Correct. 100%. Thank you to Maury, who says, it's my fault for assuming most people had basic human decency. This whole thing has exposed the reality that demons walk amongst us. Exactly. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, is TMZ gaslighting us? Do they randomly drug test their employees? Michael Guest says, didn't LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, also say, just give them some welfare and they will forget all about Jim Crow? Probably so. I wouldn't doubt it. Thank you to Ryan again, who says, from the abundance of your heart, your mouth will speak. These demons speak loud, but they hate our young people. Verse 91 says, even Jesus had a sword, just saying. RWD channel says, the reason that woman couldn't fill Charlie Kirk's shoes wasn't because of lack of empathy. It was because his shoes have a 2-ton weight limit. Thank you to Iron Spider, who says, true take me, for example. I'm the only Republican in my family. Exactly. Sometimes it's like that. It's like that sometimes. You might be the only guy in your family that's Republican. I know I experienced that. My parents are liberal or just, Democrat voting, but I'm not. Thank you to Michael Guess, who says 2 genders, XY and XX, that's it. Thank you to Shroom Chica, who says, I hope investigators get DNA samples from every shell casing. Maybe if others are involved, their DNA is on the evidence. Could be on the weapon as well, because they said they got the gun from a drop point. So did anyone leave the gun there for them? Shroom Chronicles or Chica says, I think our president should honor the Kirk family by creating a new holiday, Freedom of Speech Day, and place a statue of Charlie in the Capitol. Thank you to Tony Hay Munkets, who says, hi, Sheree, ABL. Thank you to Raymond Huffman, who says, did you already cover the second shooter on Charlie's security team right-hand side? That was fake. Thank you to Zenetus King Sword, who says, hello, sorry, been a minute. Yeah, been a long time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to 66X, who says, his name is Charlie Kirk. Right on. Thank you to the White Man, who says, peace. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Okay, let's get to a few calls here. The number to call again, 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. All right, let's go ahead and get to it here. Let me turn these on, and then we are ready for the calls. Yeah, man, the whole Charlie incident was really crazy. It's hard to even believe it. 951, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Paul from Southern California. Okay, so I've been trying to stay out of the whole social media thing ever since I saw, the graphic video. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay out of it. But I've got a 7 and an 8-year-old kid that have watched Charlie's videos.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to explain to them, like, what happened to him,
Yeah.
at some point. I don't know how I do. And also, I watched Charlie's wife speak, at the thing.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out how I tell my kids about this. The other day I watched my neighbors next door, and they were talking about the whole thing, and they had like a whole family conference. And I really don't know how to understand it. I don't know how to help my kids understand it. You have any advice?
Well, I got 2 things. First of all, talk to your neighbors. Maybe ask them, because you're in the same area and there could be some cultural similarities. So they may have some good advice. And, they got kids and the whole family. They had a conference. That might be a good idea. Sit everybody around.
Thank you.
Huh?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, sit everybody around and have the conversation and just try to make it make sense in the best way possible, to the point where it's not an anger thing or a place of emotion. It's just a matter of, this is what happened, and explain to them how people can be evil in this world, but most people are good. But sometimes evil, it makes its way into the picture and into the lives of those who maybe it shouldn't. That'd be kind of how I would approach it. But definitely talk to your neighbor, because that would be good for you guys as a community to speak about it as well.
All right, I'll take your advice. Thanks, Unc.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Shout out ABL.
Right on. So what do y'all think? Talk to the neighbor, explain it. Matter of fact, like, what do you do in a situation? 786 on the line. I'm speaking to.
Mr. Anthony Brian Logan. Well, usually I ask how you doing, sir, but I think we all know.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I'm hanging in there best I can.
Yeah, I know it's a somber time, you know, for all of us, I'd say. But yeah, a couple of things to bring up. I think in some of the cases, the number of people lost their jobs because they celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination might have been turned in from fellow coworkers, because one thing that can be resolved is that if a coworker might feel threatened by that kind of behavior, you know, it's called unsafe work environment, and there are laws against that. And so maybe in some cases, some of them lost their jobs for that reason.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, because if you're working next to somebody who has said that and you don't feel safe, that's a really good reason to go to HR like, hey, what are we going to do about this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And I think what's even more despicable recently is not the celebrations, but some of these people trying to spread lies about the shooter and basically cover him up. You know, oh, he was actually right wing and all. And sadly, I work with a lady who's nice, but sometimes she does suffer from TDS. And she had a little information. She brought up a statement saying, well, the parents were Trump supporters and Republicans, but that doesn't matter. He's 22 years old. He's supposed to be an adult and has a mind of his own. I mean, you can't say that the kid automatically thinks like the parents. And of course, a lot has come out about him, saying he's, may have had a relationship with somebody who's a so-called non-binary. And it's also too, it was pointed out at dinner that he spoke bad and hateful things about Charlie Kirk. And I think one of his high school classmates was interviewed, and his high school classmate said that the shooter was Antifa.
Right.
Antifa sympathizer. And this is all coming out. But, certainly thoughts and prayers and everything for, the Kirk family. I mean, I admire his faith in Jesus Christ most of anything, not just that. And he was willing to go into the world just like Jesus himself. I will draw that parallel. And certainly he convicted me about this. And I feel like, plugging a song. I know it's by a Christian group called White Heart. It was produced in 1993. It is a rock genre, and it's called The Flame Passes On. I think it fits the moment for Charlie Kirk perfectly.
Oh, right on.
That's all I have. Yeah, all I have to say is take care, God bless, good night, and certainly condolences to you, because you knew Charlie Kirk. I mean, you can speak from that vantage, which most of us, I know I can't speak up because I never met him, but certainly have his admiration, but you can talk about him certainly in a way that most of the people can't.
Right, absolutely.
All right. I'll let everyone go then. I know 10,000,001 callers are coming in, so take care.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, shout out to the caller. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. 530, you're on line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony, this is Andre calling from Berkeley, Belly of the Beast.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Hey, I just want to say to everybody, I'm old. I'm old as dirt. I was 4 when JFK was shot. I was 8 when Bobby was shot. And it still affects me to this day. I knew when I was 8 years old that things weren't right in this world, in this country. And man, it just hit me hard. Sorry. It just hit me hard the other day, because the feeling is the same. It's just that feeling that in your gut that something just ain't right, and it's just there, and it's raw, and that's all. I just want to say that, because I don't think a lot of your listeners were around back then, and the difference, though, I will say back then, was we were united. It didn't matter what side you were. There were no sides, really. It was the United States was one, and we all got together. We went to church. We prayed. I remember for Bobby, because I went to Catholic school, and it was a big deal. Nobody was talking smack. Of course, we didn't have social media, but the media back then was very respectful. And I encourage everybody to look at the Freedom Train that from New York that Bobby was on. They did a documentary on it, and just all the people that came out. You can just see that there was no division back then. And I miss those days, man. And I hope we can recapture that someday. And I appreciate you because you help with that. You're a beacon, man. So I just want to leave you with that, man.
Thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, great call. Shout out to him, man. 772, you're on the line. I'm speaking to. Hello, King. Yes.
Is this the ABL show?
You're live on the air.
Oh, hello.
Hold on. First, in the background, tell me off in the background, please.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Basically, I've been following your show for a very long time, and I'm young. I'm 25. I'm from Florida. I've been a Charlie Kirk fan since I've seen him on the Whatever podcast, and I just want to say that, even back from 2016, I was definitely part of the indoctrination in high schools, and I mean, especially in Florida. I'm in South Florida, and it's just really crazy, the indoctrination of these kids, and I'm just seeing it all over the media of everybody wishing him well in hell, and to be honest, that doesn't make any sense to me. It's mostly the far left that is wishing him hell. And wishing him well in hell. Well, if you were to wish someone well in hell, that means you have to believe in the religion in the first place in order to acknowledge that there is a hell. So it's pretty crazy about what the left is saying right now and how they're coming off. If anything, they're way more delusional. And I personally think that this attack on Charlie Kirk, this assassination, it was not maybe done just by the perpetrator that was caught. I mean, we've seen it time after time where people are caught in their frames and they're just used as the bait or the scapegoat. And just personally, from my experience of watching Charlie and watching his debates and seeing how mad, how angry he's got the people is the reason why the movement has so much motion. And I really hope this motion keeps its force, because if anything, it's woken a lot of people up. It's brought religion back to the surface for a lot of young people. Again, I'm 25 and I'm from Florida, and I've been trying to start a podcast for the past 2 years now. And to be honest, I don't want to say this is the ignition. This is what is making everybody, all right, just stop procrastinating and start getting stuff done. I really do think and advocate that this movement is not just going to be an MLK movement or the movements that John F. Kennedy left off. I think it's going to impact more people, because there's a lot like you said earlier, there's a lot of smart kids in this world. Like, the kids are smart. High school, elementary, they have questions. They have deep thoughts. We will not be silenced, and we will be heard. And thank you so much for allowing me to have this space and this time to talk on your show. I'm a big fan, and I see that you actually knew Mr. Kirk in person. How are you taking this? I mean, I know you're not taking it well, but sorry, that was a mouthful of words.
Yeah, like now I'm better. Like, when somebody dies, normally I take about 3 days, because I've been through this before. When my dad died, it was the same thing. I cried for about 3 days, and then I was able to push forward to the best of my ability. Same thing with Charlie.
Now, when you had conversations with him, what would you say that most touched your heart, like impacted you? Like, let's say if you were to just think of Charlie Kirk as as an everyday person, like, let's take the podcast and all that away. What would you say? Because I agree that somebody posted, and I agree with this, that Christians are mourning because we did not know him in person, but our flesh knew his soul. Now that quote right there, that just gave me goosebumps right now, and I'm just so happy I was able to put that on air, because that is the truth. A lot of people are mad, but people of religion, we are mourning because our souls touched Charlie. Not just it's so much of a deeper, and again, like you said, it's a spiritual warfare. So in terms of that, do you think he was really like starting a spiritual warfare revolution?
Well, I don't know about that, but I can just speak to what I know. When I talked to Charlie, it was about just regular things that were just going on. It wasn't really deep conversations about like some esoteric type stuff. He was just like a regular person, and I could just talk to him like that. Like this one picture I showed on my Instagram, we were just talking. It was just about whatever, and people were just taking pictures of us talking. It wasn't even nothing other than just having the communication. So Charlie was a really smart person, and he was a down to earth person. That's probably the best way that I can describe him. Down to earth, very smart.
I definitely have to say he was a huge influence on the community of people who didn't go to college right away, because I'm definitely one of them. And I'm still figuring myself out in my pathway, and definitely he was a good leader for entrepreneurship. And thank you again for allowing me to talk.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you again. God bless. Have a good night.
Same to you. All right. Great call. So this picture I'm going to show you right quick. I'm talking about this picture. We were just talking. I remember it was an event that was going on, and I saw Charlie just start talking to him. I met him before this. I met him a few times before this, and we were just talking, just catching up. I was trying to explain something, and he was like, I don't know what I said, but I was trying to like explain something. It wasn't like I was trying to pitch an idea. I was just trying to explain something. Just regular conversation. Like we could just talk like that. That's what me and Charlie would do. We just talk like that. So shout out to Charlie. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go 941. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, ABL. This is Mr. Wilk, holding it down in Northern Virginia.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Hey, just wanted to say definitely RIP Charlie, and rest in peace to him, and prayers to his family. Also, just wanted to take this as an opportunity to give you your flowers, because it made me realize that, we always say that. We always say that we need to give each other our flowers while we're alive, and we still forget. This is my first time calling in, by the way, so I just wanted to make sure that I gave you your flowers tonight. And sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, but yeah. So you're definitely one of the top conservatives that I listen to online. You're always accurate with your information. I've been listening to you for years, and if I don't have the opportunity to listen live, it's always a replay. So just wanted to say that. And it God forbid it could have been you, and I want you to know that that because you've been swatted before, and you said that you wanted to do like meet and greets. So I just want to say it to you that I want you to be careful, and you are bigger than who you think you are. A lot of us get online, we say a lot of things we don't realize, even though you have a lot of followers. But I wanted to make sure you realize too that you're bigger than you think you are. So please be careful for all of us, because you are the biggest voice for all of us right now. And just wanted to say that, and that you're one of the best voice anywhere on these interwebs. And into the chat, if you like what you're hearing from ABL, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Have a good night.
Great call, man. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be very careful out here. I'm moving a certain kind of way already just to make sure that everything's good. So thank you, man. It means a lot to me. 214, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, man. What's up, man? It's Tariq, man.
All right, Tariq, what's going on?
Hey, man. I think, now we know where we stand, man. These people never liked us, man. They don't want to talk to us. They don't want to get to know us. I'm not advocating for anything radical or anything, but, we have to wake up, man. I don't think it's interesting. The liberal media is like, we need to come together as a country. We need to unify. How can you unify with people who don't even believe in the First Amendment right? You cannot unify with people who believe that you should be killed. Like this is an American right. This what separates America from the world. But you have half of the country that believe you should be killed over your opinions. That's not causing any violence, any harm, or anything. So how can you unify with those people? Then you can't even unify with them over the Second Amendment. They don't believe in God, so you can't even unify the country over religion. I'm just trying to think of a value. What can we unify with the left value-wise? They don't believe in man, woman, and child, so we can't even unify over that. You can't unify over America first. They are too busy putting immigrants and foreigners above America. So I mean, we got a class of citizens of people who has been radicalized by the mainstream media that hates this country. I truly do think they hate the country. And they're so weak. I mean, it's a party of cowards. Because it's like, if Trump or the right wing or, conservatives are so stupid and buffoonish, why can't y'all beat us in a debate? Why are your ideas not resonating? Why do you instead, you have to censor us? You can't beat us. You have to get your little beta males and just feminist women on the college campuses making noise, yelling us off the campus because you're not intelligent enough to debate us. And then when you find someone who you can't defeat, who is just growing, who is effective, then you kill them. Like, these people are cowards, and then they're celebrating. It's like you're dealing with people who are amount to nothing. So you know what I'm saying? And I'm not comparing Charlie Kirk to Jesus. He's not Jesus at all. But it's like, you got to see. I mean, now we see why he was crucified. I mean, we're dealing with people because you got to look. It's like, you look at a man like Charlie Kirk. It's like, damn, y'all want to kill him? Like, what is he doing? Like, the guy is really friendly. He's coming y'all in a friendly, warm way. He's having just a friendly dialogue, and y'all want to kill that man? And you got black people talking about he's racist, and it's just interesting to me. It's like, how many black folks has Charlie Kirk killed? Is Charlie Kirk behind the hip hop music industry promoting only black rappers who talk about killing each other, selling drugs, and using their women like whores? I don't know. I haven't seen Charlie Kirk do that, but black folks act like Charlie. Well, I'm gonna say though, the black liberals act like Charlie Kirk is like some white supremacist KKK who needs to die. Yet they're not gonna get mad at any of the liberals who only put the worst black folks on TV. The worst, just making our entire race look bad. These are the only people that get to be on TV embarrassing us. But they don't want to say nothing about that, man. So, we just got to wake up, man. We cannot build with these people. And I think one of your previous callers got it right. I don't think this was like some lone wolf one-off. The major reason I believe they had to take Charlie Kirk out, the liberal establishment, and I truly do believe these are the same people behind trying to kill Trump. I do not believe Trump's assassin was just some lone wolf, beta male white boy who got that close. I think there was more than that. That's why we're never going to know about that. But Charlie Kirk was really influencing the youth. Liberals had the youth for far too long, and this is the first time where conservatives are breaking through. You have to understand, a lot of the youth is going on social media. They don't want I mean, these people want power so badly that when they see threats like that, yes, they're going to kill us, man. They're not playing, and I hope conservatives wake up. These people are not playing with us. They want power so badly that they're going to keep promoting people assassinating us. And just one more thing, and I'm gonna get off, man. I don't think I've never lived in a time where we're seeing 2 assassinations back to back yearly. Like one last year, one this year. What are we gonna have another assassination come up on with an effective conservative? Man, we gotta wake up, bro. That's all I gotta say, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Hey, Tariq nailed it yet again. Fantastic call from Tariq. Right on point. Who am I speaking to you on line? 631. You're on the line.
ABL, hey, it's Mary from Florida. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
Well, this last caller, I mean, he's on fire, and he's 100% correct, everything he's saying. Where do we go forward with these people, if you want to call them people? For me, the dialogue is over with these people. I'm done. I mean, God bless Charlie, how he tried over and over and over again to try to have normal conversations with these people. And this was the end result. They walk without God in their heart. They don't humble themselves, even in the face of this man's assassination. You know, they can't even see this person as a father, as someone's son, as someone's husband. They can't. They're demonic. And the way I felt when he died, the sorrow in my heart, and I tell you, it was a grief. Like, people talk about having the Holy Spirit inside of you and grieving like that. And I felt the grief of the Holy Spirit inside of me for this assassination. And I felt like everyone who walks with God and has that Holy Spirit in their heart felt that groaning, that deep grief. And I just don't know. I'm done. I don't want to talk to them. I don't care about what they want to do with their lives. They're transgender this. Knock yourself out. Conversations are over. It's good versus evil. It's always been that. This has never been political for me. It's always been, what side are you on, good or evil? There's nothing more to talk about with these people. What do you think? How do you go on from here? What can we say to these people?
Well, what I do, what I do is this. I think we got to just rescue those from that side who want to be rescued. Some are looking at what's going on with the way that people are reacting, all the positive stuff, or all the negative stuff, talking about, oh, he deserved it. They see that and they're disgusted and they're wanting out. So if they want out, come on. If you want to stay over there, if you want to be evil, just stay over there. We know who you are and we know how to deal with you, but we can't help you.
That's right. And like I said, I'm done. There's no more debating with these people after this. And I just think there's going to be a movement like this country has never seen. It's happening already. I think there's going to be a revival, and it's going to, you know, a lot of people are going to come to God. I just feel that because it's happening already. And you could look at the disciples. You know, they all suffered, they all died, and Charlie was just a disciple of God, a true disciple. God bless him. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you.
Thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thanks, ABL. Bye.
Great call. 504 online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Alien Spaceship.
Alien Spaceship, what's going on?
Hey, it's nice to talk to you. And how are you?
Hey, man, hanging in there. Best of my ability.
Yeah, that's good. I really appreciate the videos and the content you've been putting out about Charlie Kirk. And it's a very terrible loss. And I remember when I was doing one of my streams and the trials weren't on, and it was happening while I was doing it. And it was extremely, terrifying and difficult. But Chat and I, we covered the information and stuff the past few days. And yeah, I think it is extremely disgusting, all these people on social media that are making fun of him being murdered. And the good news is, though, a lot of them are losing their jobs and being exposed.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. When you say crazy things like that, when you celebrate someone's death that happened, there's assassination that happened on live broadcast. That's going to happen. You're going to lose your job.
Yeah, and this type of behavior is not tolerated in our country, and people on the right and the left have all condemned it. And his mission and his goal to help encourage Christianity and college students to see the conservative point of view will continue, and it'll never be silenced, and it's only going to cause more and more people to be awake and see the truth. And that is good that his message will not be silenced, because you see the left, that guy that did that, he couldn't just have a debate with him. He had to go take the coward's way out and go and delete him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I was seeing today that he was with his partner was trans, are going to be trans, but the person is cooperating with the police, and that was something else I saw earlier.
Yeah, and that was pretty predictable. Like right when the whole thing happened, that was going through my mind because we've seen this pattern before. We saw the shooter in Minneapolis, same thing. Nashville, same thing. It's a pattern.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're all doing the same types of things, have the same ideologies, and you have this situation where on the casings you had things that had to do with anti-fascism, trans, symbols and stuff like that on there, and they're acting like how fascists and communists acted in Europe. Like they're doing the thing that they're accusing us of.
Exactly, 100%. And it's crazy that I'm seeing that. It's like it's a classic case of projection, classic case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I do think that in these times that the American flag stands for freedom, no one could take it away, and I do encourage unity between both sides. And I know there's liberals that I know that have condemned this, and people on both ends, and I do like to see more unity. And I'm glad that there are people that are coming together in spite of these things, and we'll be continuing to expose this, and we will never be silenced.
Right on, 100% correct.
Okay, ABL, God bless you and chat, and everybody be safe, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Shout out to Alien Spaceship for the call. Great call. Let's go to 832. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Edward.
All righty. What's happening?
First, I want to say God bless you for being up on the air. I've listened to you for a long time, but I don't make comments.
Well, thank you for calling. I couldn't do the show without you.
I'm hearing the same thing I'm feeling myself from a lot of your callers. Charlie Kirk was like a brother to us, even though we didn't know him. We listened to him. He was a better man than me. I've tried to be the way that he is, but it's really hard to do that. Especially when you're dealing with people who you think are your friends, who you turn around and you find them celebrating this shit. I'm sorry for the language. He's going to be missed. He's going to be lost. His loss is being felt. They don't realize what they did. They don't realize that they're dehumanizing themselves. They don't realize what they've changed. Because he was a good man. He was better than so many of us, willing to sit down and talk to him. And even if they had a disagreement with him, he would end it by saying, God bless you. And let him walk away.
Absolutely. He was a great man. One of the best I ever met in my life. I mean, to know him was to love him. Everybody that knew him loved him. He touched so many people all over the world. But those who knew him, they loved him. For real.
I just want to say thank you again. We have so few male role models to look up to. You're one of them. There are a few others I would put on that same level. And thank you again, man. That's all I wanted to say. I'm out.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate you. Great calls tonight. You guys are doing great with the calls. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. 215 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Anthony Brian Logan, can you hear me?
I hear you well. What's happening?
Hey, so I'm going to say this right now. The whole making fun of, like, when people are getting fired, that I'm hearing about, people are getting fired from their jobs for making fun of Charlie Kirk's death and making fun of what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't feel sorry for them because what they're doing, that's extremely distasteful thing to do. You're making fun of someone who was A-worded right in front of their wife and 2 young children.
It's crazy. And, people don't want to be linked to someone who behaves like that in the workplace. So this is a natural reaction to what they're doing.
Exactly. And people got to think about it this way. Like your employer, like a lot of times what a lot of people don't have to do, a lot of people don't, it's not even situations where a lot of people are sending these videos to the employer. Like, look what your employee is doing. Like, say if hypothetically your employer could be on social media a lot and they could have came across the video. Like somebody probably didn't even have to send it to them. They probably could have came across it themselves because you got to remember this is going viral. And if they see that you're one of those people that's doing that, then they make the decision that they don't want you representing. They don't want you representing their company and working for them. So they decide to terminate you because you did something that's very distasteful. So, and honestly, it's like people bring that on themselves, and you can't sit here. And then one YouTuber tried to make the argument like, but with Shiloh Hendricks, when she called the little 5-year-old boy the N-word with the ER, and she lost her job, and people try to but everybody gave her $700,000. They donated to her GoFundMe just so she wouldn't get canceled. And the YouTuber said, why don't y'all hold the same standards for the people that's losing their jobs for making fun of Charlie Kirk? I said, because he was killed.
Yeah. Way different situation. Whole different situation. People try to make all kind of false comparisons. You're talking about somebody that got killed in front of the whole world. It's not the same kind of thing. So it's just really weird.
Exactly. And he was a prominent figure. He was loved by many, like over in America, Israel, Australia, and the UK. And to get killed in front of your wife and kids like that, and the way he was killed, it was just insane. And what he was killed for, just before his political beliefs, instead of getting on there debating him, you decided just to take him out.
It's crazy.
Exactly. And one more thing, I would like to say this. Like, I'm going to say this last thing. People are getting all hype over Charleston White about what he had to say about Charlie Kirk. And honestly, I don't know why people still take him seriously. He's just more of like an entertaining comedian troll type of person. He's entertaining.
He will say anything, but go ahead.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He'll say anything to stay relevant and just to go viral. That's all it is. Because, like, last year, he was wearing the Confederate outfit, the whole Confederate outfit, meeting with an actual racist person. And the racist person told him, he said, listen, I just don't want to live around black people. I just want y'all to stay in y'all communities, and that's fine. And Charleston White said, that's fine. And this is all on video. Now, all of a sudden, Charleston is switching. That's like, man, please. The fact that people are still getting outraged just because he's saying something like that, it's just like, y'all still take him seriously. He's just entertainment, and that's all he is. Like, inviting him out to universities and whatnot, like, don't even waste your time.
Right.
That's just how I feel.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but thanks for taking my call, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, you have a good night.
Same to you. Yeah, Charleston White, he'll say anything. Like, that's not really a serious person. And the crazy thing is that sometimes he'll say some things that make sense. But ultimately, he's not gonna, he's not really there to make sense. If you ask me. Who am I speaking to? You're on line 917.
Hi, ABL. It's Corinne from NYC.
All righty, what's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to call in. I haven't been listening earlier. I was busy, but I just wanted to call in to Thank you for putting out the video, sharing your experience with Charlie. And I just want to let you know that, I've been listening. I've subscribed to his podcast. I think it's since 2021. And it's weird to say, I heard a few other people say it. He was like family. When you're listening to a podcast, it's like you know the person's laugh and everything. So it's kind of strange that I won't get those notifications, the updates anymore, because he was like relentless. He would put out like 3 podcasts a day, so many notifications. So it's really heartbreaking that I won't get those anymore. And I cried when I found out. I live in New York City, and when I found out, I think I was just in a daze, like walking back and forth. I could not believe I'm still in shock. But there was a man walking ahead of me, a white guy. He was singing this. I cannot believe this. He was singing. He was kind of homeless or out of it. He said, "Ding dong, the witch is dead. They shot Charlie Kirk in the head."
People are crazy.
I mean, I was just still in shock. I was just walking back and forth. I went to go check my P.O. box, and right after I took out my stuff out of my P.O. box, I checked my phone, and then I saw it said Trump said Charlie Kirk was dead, or I didn't even know that he was shot before. So I just started crying in front of the post office. It was crazy. But yeah, I just want to say, like, also, there's a lot of people I've been listening to ever since 2020. I actually met you in DC, and Candace, Brandon Tatum, Ben Shapiro sometimes. But it's like everybody's offering something different. Like you're funny, you're humorous, you got the live show. That's great. I watch every Saturday and Wednesday. I used to watch every single one, but my schedule's a little different. And you're great. Like, I like the logical content and facts. Ben Shapiro talks a little too fast for me. Everybody goes to different people. Candace, I love Candace like a sister, but she was a little too focused on the French guy and the wife, like for a minute there. So I was like, I didn't want to get distracted with whether or not the guys are his wife is a man or whatever. So Brandon Tatum, I love him too, but sometimes he could be a bit too emotional, passionate for me. I just really appreciated Charlie every single day. He was like the pulse, like he was the heart of it all. Like I go to people for different reasons, and Charlie was just, they knew who to take out, man. Like he was relentless. Like the brother was not stopping. Like he was always working, always moving someplace else, never stopping. I love the just clean reason, logic, just giving it to you straight. It's just devastating.
It really is. But the thing about Charlie, he would not want us to stop right here. He was a big piece of what we were doing. And it's been a big piece for a long time, but he would not want us to stop right now. So we're going to keep on going for him.
Yes. Keep going. I know you will. But yeah, I'm going to keep listening to everybody else, all the people that I named, yourself included, other people. I know people won't stop. I loved Erica's speech. That man, Charlie Kirk would respond to your emails. He responded to like 3 or 4 of my emails over the past 4 years. I think they said he read every email. All I know is that I got responses. So, like detailed responses. Yeah, they knew who to get, man, because he was just relentless. He was doing things. And I like that he was faith-based, didn't drink, didn't smoke. I don't do those things either. At first, I wasn't really into the faith-based thing. I would skip his Sunday podcast. But since then I have gotten baptized, so I really appreciate that side of it. It's like I just this is devastating. So I'm just like Candace. I mean, you guys work much closer to him. I'm just a person that he was listening to him for 4 years, and so I just feel bad for all of his friends and family. I'm praying for everybody, but this is a hard one. This is this is not cool, man.
I agree, 100%.
Did you see also the I forget his name. He's majoring in mathematics at the Utah Valley University. He was the final person that asked Charlie a question. He put out a video, and he's devastated as well. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch earlier if you talked about it, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of disgusting. The people that are making fun of it are just saying, "I don't even know him," but you know, if you spew hate, they keep saying that same line verbatim. If you spew hate, this is what you get, and then they start with, "I don't even know who he is." You don't even know who he is. If you're saying he spewed hate, you definitely didn't listen to him because he didn't spew hate.
Right on, absolutely. Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, so God bless ABL. Thank you for coming on tonight. God bless you.
Thank you. All right, great call. I'm gonna take a few more, but it's past for bedtime. I'm sleepy now. I'm starting to cough a little bit. Let's go to 870. You don't know who I'm speaking to.
Thank you for taking my call. My name is Juanita.
All righty.
I just wanted to talk to you and let everybody know that we're all in this together, that we're going to get through this together, that Jesus is King, and we're all with Charlie in spirit. And I think that's why even people that aren't really political were devastated by this. And I just wanted to tell you I'm so grateful for what you do. You bring joy in my life. Anytime I hear someone in my circle say this, that, and the third, I immediately think of you. And I appreciate what you do. I just wanted to get your thoughts around the Epstein files being tabled by the Senate. It was like 3 hours after Charlie was assassinated. Sorry for that. I just want to get your thoughts on that and hear what you think about it being a battle of a spiritual battle or principalities and powers. What you think about this?
About the Epstein files, I really don't care about the Epstein files, to be totally honest with you. But as far as what we're going through right now, being a battle about good and evil, spiritual, I do believe that it is that.
Yeah, I appreciate your voice in all this. And as the last caller, I listened to Charlie a long time ago, back early when this movement really was getting started, and he reaches a youth that I hope continues to hear. I really hope this movement continues to grow, and we all remember how important it really was. Thank you for your part in it too. I appreciate everything you do.
Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
Great call. Hold on. The coughing is getting out of control. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Let me take one last call before my voice clocks out for the night. 310. You don't lie. Who am I speaking to?
This is Ron from Georgia. God bless you, ABL.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Man, with heavy heart, brother. This week been rough. Been rough for our whole nation. And I tell you, brother, I got sores on my knees, man, because I've just been praying, man, praying for our nation today, and every day, praying for all the people. The enemy is dastardly, brother. And this branch that was ripped from us, this fire that this man had brought to the nation, man, they snatched him out. But he touched so many other people, like yourself and Candace and Brandon. Just like you said, this man was a firebrand, and he's got the fire in you as well as with all of us who are speaking the truth, was holding on to the truth and the love for our country, God, and our families. This man, a loving man, a family man, a man of God. These are the people that the enemy is trying to stop because he's reaching out to these young people, these new young adults who is being brainwashed in the schools, but yet he's whitewashing them in their minds with the love of God, giving them the truth, facts. And unfortunately, the father of lies cannot stand the truth. When the truth come up with these degenerates, these demoniacs, this thing they hate. They hate when the truth is being spewed out to them, was being shared with them. The real godly truth. And the thing about it is that unfortunately we have, I'm not going to say it's half of America, I'll say it's less than half of America, that has been deceived in this manner to think that up is down and down is up, men is women and women is men. These people who are delusional don't have a grasp on the facts of life. And the thing about it is like this, when facts are, like I said, being shared with them, they can't take it. And that's the thing about it. Unfortunately, that's the thing about it, that they cannot handle the truth. They cannot handle the truth. The fact that we find out that this man was in a trans lover, man, it just even exacerbated even more so. That like you said, this is a mental illness that's trying to be normalized. No, it cannot be normalized. So we need to continue to express that and let it be known that it cannot be normalized. This is an illness. It's a sickness. People need to know that that this sickness need to be addressed. Truly, it need to be addressed, and we need to continue to spread this love that Charlie was sharing with the world. So like I said, I see that he touched the world, and I am so proud of his wife, and how she spoke. She's so courageous, and she's so beautiful. She's so powerful in the way that she spoke. I mean, it touched my heart. It really touched my heart so deeply. My wife was crying, just listening to him, and listening to her. But the thing about it, that she stood up and said, "I will not let my husband, vision perish. That she's going to stand and make this dream come true continually." But we all are part of that. We all are going to make this here dream come true for our nation. We're going to go ahead and continue to speak loud and speak truth to lies, and continue to let our light shine. Like you said, where they will be ravishing the streets right now. And what are we doing? We're praying in the streets. We're reaching out. We're showing our love. We're showing our commitment. And the thing about it, that with this, we will continue we're going to be victorious even in this. They snatched this man from they took his future. And like I said, this man had a great future. I share with my wife that, this man could have been president, just like what you said. This man was a young genius in the way that he was just anointed in that way. But they snatched that from our future. But you know what? Our future is still great because somebody else is going to rise up. Another 100 people is going to rise up, just like yourself. I don't know what God might do to you, my brother. Continue to empower you, to give you the more boldness. I see that you weren't taking no junk tonight, and I'm proud of you. That you was able to keep your composure and everything like that, even still. But But you know what? It's just lighting the fire. It's expanding the fire within you, my brother. But you know what? All I can say is this. God bless you, my brother. I'm praying for you. We're praying for the Kirk family, praying for our nation, the president, and everything that we're trying to do in our country. People do not fail in this. You know, let's continue to pray for our country, because these people who hate our country, they will not be victorious. Guns, they think that that's going to stop us. We're not fearful of guns, just the people behind the gun. These people they cannot stand it, but we're going to stand up, and we're going to stand up for truth and love. Let God be Almighty. You know, let Him continue to reign in our hearts and our minds. God bless America. God bless you, my brother. You know, I love you, brother, and know that to be true. God bless you, brother.
Thank you for the call. I appreciate you.
God bless you.
Fantastic call. I mean, you guys are the best. I don't know what I would do without you, but you guys are the best. Fantastic calls. Okay, that might be a wrap for me. You guys have been great tonight. I'm sorry that it was not under better circumstances because of what happened with Charlie, but just let me say this. Let me just say this as I close. Charlie's death is not going to be the end of our movement. They thought maybe they could, okay, it's over with and they're done. Nah, we're going to keep on going because the message and the mission needs to be delivered. The mission needs to be complete, and we're not going to rest. Until I get to be 1,000 years old, I'm going to still be talking about the same thing if I have to. Now, of course, by that time, I want to do some progress, but listen, we're going to save whoever we can save from the evil that is the left. And like many of us have said tonight, it's not necessarily about left and right. It's about good versus evil. So we, on the side of the good, are going to save those who want to escape the evil. If they want to be evil, and they want to be over there, they can stay over there. And when they suffer as a result of their decision, that'll be on them. That's going to be on them. Hopefully they can save themselves before it's too late. But if they can't, what can you do? We've already given them the opportunity to do it. It's just like I said before, dealing with somebody that's on drugs and they don't want to let the drugs go. Okay, enjoy your crack smoke. If you overdose or whatever, what can I do? I've already tried to tell you to stop. I've tried to save you to no avail. I hope that I can save the whole world, but I know in reality I can't. So I just let go and let God take care of you. I let God handle that, and we just do our own thing. There's nothing else that can be done. It is what it is. So shout out to you guys. You guys are the best. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back live again on Tuesday on Instagram. I was not on Instagram this past Tuesday because my voice is messed up. My voice still kind of messed up a little bit, but it's better than it was. On Tuesday, I was whispering. Basically, I was like, I can't too much anything. But this Tuesday, I'm back. Wednesday, we got the regular show. Saturday, we got the regular show. Not the way we are putting out pre-recorded content. I'm putting out shorts. Some of y'all hate shorts, but I'm going to still put out shorts. And also the long form video. So that'll be put out pretty much every single day. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Like this video. Share the video. Do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And also, this is an audio podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. And what else I got going on? I got some super chats to read. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. But again, shout out to you guys for watching, retweeting, super chat, and whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. All right, we got super chats here. I'm going to read these right quick. I got a few. Thank you to the white man for the peace sign emoji. Thank you to Atomic Tabasco says, Charlie Kirk can never be silenced. Thank you to Zedos Kingsword, who says, miss y'all. Hey, right back at you, boss. Thank you to Raymond Huffman, who says, the government can fund 150 cops to guard a mayor, but can't put one guard per public school. Make it make sense. I'm right there with you. Thank you to Marta, who says, RP Charlie Kirk, love and miss you. ABL, sorry. Thank you for that. Thank you to All Natural, who says, was a man who asked a question about violence was wondering if his question was sitting on before the shot. Well, okay, that could be, but I'm not sure about that. But that's a good question to ask. Thank you to Ed Ramsey, who says, number one, you need to watch Andrew Tate's interview. Number two, social media is used to manipulate the ignorant and enforce the lies. Number three, Jesus is the only way to change the hearts of people. Truth cannot be beat by lies. Lies can only try to quiet the truth. Thank you to Linux Tech, who says, the last caller is spot on, ABL. You're valued, loved, and appreciated in the community. The current caller has valid points. How can we unite with people who want to silence you with violence? Thank you to Linux Tech again. It says, to add to Tariq's point, we can only unite and welcome those who see the light. Correct. If you want to see the light, if you want to get away from what you were indoctrinated with, come on, let's do it. But if you don't, there's nothing I can do. Thank you to James Townsend, who says Charlie would have been JD's vice president. Hey, he would have been, well, he could have been JD's vice president, I think, after the first, because Charlie was 31. So I'm not quite sure he would have been, he wouldn't have been 35 by 2028. Thank you to it's Lanita, who says the lady from Florida is exactly where I was. # done. Thank you to Taylor Langley, who says dialogue isn't dead. It's stronger than ever. People just got to speak their mind and not be scared for what's right. Correct. Thank you to Mr. Wilk, who says RP Charlie Kirk. Salute ABL. Giving them the flowers. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Yvonne, who says a lot of the people being fired for posting bad things are teachers, professors. It's proven Charlie correct that the educational system is indoctrinating the youth. Exactly. Because why are so many teachers posting negative things? It's because that's the kind of mentality that they got, and they're going to spread that mentality to your children. So maybe it's a good thing they're being fired. I'm not one for the doxing because it could be very dangerous and a double-edged sword. But some of these teachers, I mean, at the least, I would at least call the school, be like, yo, what's going on? Because you got your teacher in here saying these crazy things, and that is what the kids are being taught where their parents are not around. And your kid come home acting crazy, you wonder what's going on. It's because they're being told these things at school. Just like this shooter here. Okay, you're being told certain things on the internet, and then you go to college, and then it gets reinforced. Now all of a sudden you radicalize and you go out there and hurt somebody. You see, we have to stop this type of thing before it gets to the point where it's out of control and then someone or some people are hurt. A lot of these school shooters, that's how they get indoctrinated by their teachers in K through 12. They might go to college and the same thing. And then the internet, it ties it all together. You got to stop that because you're going to have more of these incidents. But yeah, thank you guys again for being here. You guys are the best. I couldn't do it without you. Again, this is an audio podcast as well. I'll put it on your favorite audio streaming platform. Link for that be in the box. That'll be at about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Also, please follow me everywhere. My Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Catch me on all the platforms. Follow me there. And that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.